welcome back. The last time, our intrepid adventurers managed to somehow be part of a dark ritual that caused the very fabric of the weave itself to become unraveled in the area that they were in. They had delved deep below an icy lake in order to find out what had truly happened to the missing cartographer. Upon diving down into the icy cold waters, aided by magic, they found themselves in an ancient elven ruin, deep submerged ancient, with strange runes drawn along the door passageways. Fighting through a group full of marrow, the party found themselves face to face with a helpless girl. That wasn't a helpless girl. It was a sea hag in disguise. The sea hag completed whatever dark ritual it had been practicing underneath the waves, causing a giant crystal to shatter, severing the weave. When the party reemerged above the ice-slicked lake and peered up to the sky, a massive, jagged tear of pitch darkness had appeared in the sky, stretching for thousands of feet above them. Bolts of black lightning had been firing down, causing avalanches in the distance, and firing in seeming random directions, as the tear slowly began to close and then stall, remaining open this just massive crack in the air. The party then decided to make camp for the evening, making their way to the small fishing hut. Although it is still roughly midday, I believe, as you all went underneath the waves. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the sun is still out. What would you all like to
Yeah,
do?
we were only down there an hour.
You guys, for free reign to do whatever you'd like to do. If you'd like to make camp, if you'd like to talk about what happened,
We're
feel
still
free.
immune to the cold, but I think
So what's the plan?
Probably be good. And we're what, 6 or 8 hours away from town. So if we tried to head back to town first, we'd be traveling mostly at night. I think it's better to just to call it a little bit early so that we can wake up like right at the fucking crack of dawn to get back to town like midday.
I am exhausted. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. So I think we
I
should just
am.
head to the little
Yeah.
shack on the beach, light a fire, get warm, maybe try to lock it down a little bit in case something shows up, and then we'll get up like at the crack of dawn and head to town.
Cool. Bale,
Okay,
we could probably go see if we can find anything good to eat.
I would be a little bit cautious of that just because we don't know what's going on in our...
another
I mean,
crack of lightning surges from the tear in the sky, striking out at a distant mountain peak.
yeah, so that's kind of what I'm talking about here. We kind of want to be like a little bit wary of that. I have plenty of rations. I'm more than happy to share. I don't know that we need to go out on a hunting expedition at this particular moment.
Yeah, we should just hunker down, take some rations.
Keep a steady watch, keep a door cracked or whatever, and like keep people on watch. But
Yeah, I'll watch
But
all night because
Think about the wonders we could find at the end of that lightning.
I wonder how long you're going to be alive if you keep searching out these sort of dangers.
All
Alright.
in the name of science.
Science? Oh, well, he said science, so I mean, I'm slightly more on board than I was 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm not showing it, but I'm also slightly more on board just because it's for science. But I just pull my hood down slightly lower.
Mhm.
Start walking towards the shore.
Yep. Let's
Yeah.
start walking towards the shore at a brisk pace.
You all make it back to the boathouse without issue. It takes some time as you all are moving a lot slower, being waterlogged and damp. Walking on the ice becomes even more treacherous, but moving at a moderate pace, you arrive within about 45 minutes to an hour. Sun still hanging high in the sky, but just now starting to begin to dip. Part of the sun itself is obscured by the scar in the sky that keeps drawing your attention back to it. Again, maybe once every 10-15 minutes, another one of those black cracks flies out of it.
I'm kind of like drawing what we're seeing in the sky, like excitingly, like, ooh, look at all these new features.
Go ahead and give me a, because you're not proficient with calligrapher's tools, are you?
I am not, no.
Go ahead and just roll a dexterity check for me.
Okay.
or intelligence, on your choice.
I will edge on intelligence.
Okay. With a 15, you feel fairly confident that as you sit at the edge of the boathouse on a small little bench that's just outside, and you sit there and you sketch the scar in the sky and get the distant mountains in the horizon, trying to get the more fine angles, you feel like you've done a pretty good job at cataloging this event.
I immediately go over to Story and show her my drawing.
That's really good.
It's pretty good.
I wonder what it is and what we can do about it.
We'll get something figured out. Once we hunker down here, we'll get back to town. We'll warn the guard captain, let them know, and then we'll go try to find that mage. I'm sure he could have some answers.
Oh, you mean
Claudius.
Claudius, that nice gentleman?
Claudius.
Unless
He
you know
said he
of a
was
more
heading to Fellflame Hold, so we could probably go to Chorhole and take a boat out there.
I nod emphatically. Unless you people know of a more powerful magic user in the area, I think that's our best bet.
No. I
Mm.
mean,
He at least may be able to point us in the right direction. He may
Wilder,
not
you
have to be able
can
to fix it himself, but
Wilder, you can roll. I think a history check.
I would love to do that.
You know all sorts of obscure history. See if maybe you perhaps know of another mage.
Okay.
You've heard of, you know that there is a powerful mage to the south, just on the kind of calmer lands in between the frozen tundra and the scorching heat of the desert. There's good arable land there, and you know that there is a very famous town that's known for a particular mage. You cannot remember her name, but you know that she is a tiefling. And it's maybe a week's travel south to get to that area, and maybe a couple of days from there to get to the actual calm area.
As much as I would love to swap notes with Claudius, our friend, there might be a mage south of us who might have a insight into what we're dealing with. I'm not sure about where you guys want to go from there.
A week south is too far, and Fellflame is not too far out of our way, especially if we're heading south. I think after we warn Barrows, then we go to Fellflame first, and if need be, that's like not too far out of our
and
way.
say it's always nice to
direction
have
south.
options. That's a really good backup to have.
yeah, I think since Fellflame's so much closer, we should head there, talk to Claudius. Claudius may just tell us straight up he's not powerful enough, and we could just continue south to try to
Mhm.
find this other mage. But if he's close and he has answers, then we might be able to fix this. Well, closer, not close. Fellflame will still probably be a couple days journey to get over there, but it's less than a week, I would imagine.
Fellflame being a decent sized city too, it's also going to have options as far as equipment and magical items.
Yeah, and
and
there will probably be some
all
kind
that
of
stuff.
library or
I
something.
was gonna say
that
there
we
may
could
even be a
research.
library we could research that sigil that was etched on the floor that Wilder took note of.
As a point of order, as you guys are discussing this, do you have the map out, Wilder?
It's still in my bag. It's
Yeah, we
stuffed
we
in
left.
there.
It's like we left it up above ground.
Well, you guys
Well, we
are
have
back.
our
You guys are at
Yeah,
the
so
boathouse
we're
now.
back there, so he
You
could-
guys are
Oh
inside.
yeah,
Cool.
we're kind of we kind of got it like on a box with a fire in the back, kind of warming ourselves up.
Yeah.
Bale and I are probably pouring ourselves a drink after brush with death.
Yeah,
Story wants one.
I would say, Wilder, as you glance between the map as you all are discussing, where to go and what to do, you, because your history is so high and because you take note of these small kind of details, you think that if somebody looked out in this direction from Fellflame Hold, they would see the scar. It's that high up.
Okay, so noting to the group, hey, I believe somebody up in Fellflame Hold might have taken note of this particular anomaly up in the sky right now. So they might have an idea of what's going on before we even get there.
Well, that could just make this a little bit easier then. If they know what's going on, we don't have to explain it. But we could just come and say, like, we're here to help. Like, if you have some kind of solution, and you need people to enact that, we can go out and get it done.
Cool.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, we kind of might have stirred this up a little bit. They might have figured it out eventually without us, but there's no
I
sense
don't think
trying
it's
to
our
figure it
fault.
out.
We saw cracks during the fight. The hag was obviously working towards this point. If we had never gone there before, it might have taken longer. But I feel like it would have eventually happened. But I do feel like we are a part of it, and we should try to fix it.
Story saw cracks during the fight.
Yes, they were
You did
visible to
not see
everyone else.
cracks until the ritual had been completed.
I didn't get a chance to really explain what the cracks were, but I would tell everyone now that I saw them
Like, yeah,
beforehand.
during the fight though, she yelled that out. Like I
Yeah,
remember
you
her
did.
being
You did say that things were weird in there.
she said GTFO, so we ran.
no, like a couple during the fight after she saw the crack, she yelled out that there's like, I don't know if I should use magic anymore, guys. There's weird cracks in the sky. Like she said that out loud to everybody.
In terms of the giant gaping black viscerous hole in the sky, would I have an idea of where to kind of go to find some information on that?
I would say with your sage background, any wizard worth his salt, very powerful, very rare to find them in the wild. You feel like if you could talk to Claudius, you could get information about it, or this mage in the calm area.
If I watch the crack and try and wait to
Calmland,
see,
fuck, it's called Calmland.
if I'm watching the crack and waiting for one of those bolt lightnings, would I be able to discern what sort of school of magic is coming out?
Make an Arcana check. Glancing up at it and seeing the bolts of black energy, and they're very steadily and slowly, like, tapering off, where like they become less and less common and more random with the kind of firing off of these black bolts of energy. But I mean, you know that evocation magic causes things to appear from other places and become here. It could be evocation. The black coloration, you know that if you were to use like detect magic and get close enough, and that was the aura's color, that it would definitely be necromancy. Could be conjuration. You just don't know. You're unsure. It could be any number of things.
That lightning spooky. I can't tell much about it at all, other than that it's magic.
So I
Well,
think
if we
for
want to
now, then,
find out
guys,
more, we should look for aid in Claudius or some other wizened wizard in Felflimhold.
I think for now we just call it a night. We've all had some rations. We looked over the map. We'll get up like right the second that sun crests the horizon. We'll get up
First
and start heading
light.
back to town.
Be up a little before then, ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I could use a stronger drink after going through that ordeal.
I
Do you
pull
have
out of
anything on
my
your belt?
bag the strong liquor that
It's in the
Vale
tankard
gave
with the
me
little
in
cap
case
on
I
it.
in
Yeah.
case I got caught stealing it, and said take a swig of that Wilder.
I've never
I
lost that much blood before. Is it okay to drink when you've lost that much blood?
Oh, that's the perfect time to drink.
Dude.
I get
Oh,
a
okay.
I get a little cup out, pour one for myself, one for Story. Anybody else want to partake?
How much are you pouring into said cups?
Literally, it's only
like
it's literally only about 4 shots worth. So like basically a shot.
It's like a pint.
Was it that big?
Yeah.
I've got
Ooh,
like
right.
I don't have like big cups. I have like like a shot glass type deal.
Okay, so you're just hitting
Yeah,
like
well-
shots.
Yeah, something I could like pull out of my pack that I
So,
probably like used previously.
enough to warm our bellies as we go to sleep.
I pour a shot for myself and Story. Look at the others. Anybody
Okay.
else care to partake with us?
I shake my head immediately. If those skeletons happen by, I mean to be sober.
I say, all right, and I
yeah,
pour myself
I
a second
pass as well.
shot. And then I pour Story a second shot. I'm like, well, if we're going to deal with death, might as well deal it while we're feeling good about
Ron,
ourselves.
did you want one?
No. Takes a whole lot more alcohol than that to get an elf drunk. So not much point.
What's your Constitution modifier?
Insight check.
-1.
You can roll deception.
Oh, I'll super roll deception for that. Fuck it.
And story, you can roll insight.
I'm really good at this now.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Natural 19.
You can tell he's lying, but he's trying to keep it cool.
Oh my goodness.
I'd be like, okay, more for me. And I'm gonna like gag on the first one. And
Oh, it is
cough.
like drinking molten lava.
Oh my,
That's
yeah,
the
because we
strongest
asked
Like
for
the
the
drink
strongest shit
itself
he
is
had.
ice cold from being out in the elements for so long, just like on his in his
Well,
pack
isn't
inside the thing. But
Did
it
you
is
say it was a dwarven thing too, so it's thick?
yeah, no. This is you didn't get grout. Grout is the dwarven drink. This is dwarven
That was the
dwarven
other
fire
one.
whiskey.
Got it.
Ooh.
So
Gonna
you
warm
but
us up.
it literally feels like there is a fire in your chest when you take the first shot.
That,
Oh god,
And
Oh,
it,
that
ta-
feels so
it,
good.
it takes
It's hot.
it takes a good like 10 to 12 seconds where it finally like dies down enough for you to be able to drink any more of it.
I just feel like the warmth tingling through my fingers and down my bones, and I feel so much better right now. All that
I'm
was
sitting
needed.
there fanning my face with both hands.
No, yeah, Story's sweating.
I'm sitting there silently brooding that I didn't take deception as a.
But there will be opportunities later. So you guys drink. Are you guys gonna polish off the entire thing, or are you guys just gonna take a couple shots?
I'm gonna finish my second drink and politely refuse more.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quaff the double shot I gave myself and kind of chuckle at Story as she's encountering her first experience with strong alcohol.
Okay, is there anything else you guys would like to do before it gets dark?
I would like. Oh wait, no, never mind. Nope, negative.
While we're drinking, I'm gonna look over Story. I'm like, there you go, lass. Let's see if we can get a good tune to go with some good drink.
Yeah, and with that, I'll just start playing a song of rest.
Sure, I think you guys are you guys leveled at the end of the last session, so you don't
Yeah,
need to
it's
restore hit
minimal.
points.
Like it's not an effect, but it's like,
Give me a performance check, just cause.
Get it.
Yeah, 12. It's not bad. She plays you. What instrument are you using?
I'm playing on my drum right now.
Your
'cause
drum, so-
my hands are cold, so I don't want to play my lyre.
I say.
Your hands are warm now from the alcohol.
Yeah, they are.
I'm just tapping away on the drum,
Yeah.
humming a little song.
Yeah, you
just
tap
have like a
and
little
hum.
mini bongo.
Yep, it's tied on my hip.
That's so awesome.
As you guys kind of sit around and drink and eat rations and wait for the sun to finally go down so you guys can get some sleep, there's a moment of calm that kind of washes over you as Story just kind of lightly taps on the drum, just a little beat, maybe part of a song that she read once to some children, or perhaps it's something she picked up on the road. But it's nice to have a moment of peace after such a chaotic morning. But eventually you guys eat, relax. Elron, can you give me a perception check as you kind of like occasionally check outside the door to make sure there's nothing coming nearby? Yeah,
Let's go.
with a 23, looking out across the horizon, the fields of white, the large rocky outcroppings that obscure certain angles, the dead trees and low shrubs that are long dried and broken and cracked. You don't see anything new or approaching your position. It seems fairly calm. And just as the last few moments of sunlight begin to fade, and the dark blue hues of the evening come washing over your group, you all eventually settle in to rest for the evening. Elron kind of perched up, sitting with his back against the boat itself, eyes fixated on the door, just kind of deep in his meditative trance, but still keeping an eye out just in case anyone will visit you in the middle of the night. Story and Wilder, you fall fast asleep. You know, that warmth from inside you from drinking the Dwarven Fire whiskey is comforting, and sleep comes easy. But Bale, sleep does not come easily to you tonight. Too many ill tidings of things beneath the waves, nightmarish creatures, the horrifying visage of the hag hangs in your mind, and you just cannot sleep.
So, can I interject here real quick? Because I cannot sleep, can I spend my time using my whetstone to sharpen my greatsword?
Yeah. So
Cool.
the only person who is still technically awake, because elves do not sleep, they trance. Elves can trance in sleeping bags, but I figured that Elrond would be like in a sitting position, like kind of in a meditative sitting position with his eyes like fixated on the door.
With the 23 in perception, would I be fully aware of what Bale's doing though?
Oh yeah, you watch as Bale tosses and turns for a while, and then he sits up, and you can hear the shink, shink, shink of him sharpening and cleaning his greatsword. Would you guys like to do anything?
Not yet. I'm just gonna continue, observing.
The steady maintenance of your equipment, Bale, usually lures you off to bed. The knowing that you would be ready and prepared for any foe that might come across your path is always a very comforting thought. But sleep just won't come to you. It's restless. You feel hot in here. Inside, with the low crackle fire burning, you just feel uncomfortable, like something is wrong.
I get up and I sort of like, with like minor paranoia, I check outside, even though I don't have dark vision. I look out the crack in the door, look out the crack, other side of the shed.
Sure, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Sure. Normal perception. Rough.
With the 11, kind of, you stand up and you walk over towards the doors, and you can feel the cool wind kind of blow in your face. And the feeling that's nagging in the back of your mind subsides somewhat as you kind of look outside. And you don't see anything moving in the darkness, but the light of the moon Aluna, the larger of the two moons, has this blanket of illumination that's surprisingly bright out tonight. And as you kind of step outside to make sure that there's no one like creeping up behind the house, you look up and you can still see that jagged crack in the sky, just this void, where there are no stars, there are no clouds. It's just a black blanket void in the air. And kind of looking around in the darkness, you don't seem to see anything that would be kind of triggering that second sense of yours.
I walk out the door.
You gonna stop him, Elrond? You watch
As
him
he's
do it.
leaving, I just kind of under my breath, not to wake the others in Draconic, just ask him, like, do you want me to come? Are you fine on your own?
I say I'll be fine. Stay here and keep watch for the others.
I trust Bale, so I just stay and watch over the others.
Okay. Now go ahead and give me a survival check.
Me?
Me or Elrond?
Bale.
Bale.
Okay. Not great.
Okay. You start to walk around, doing kind of circles around the hut. Your eyes occasionally glance over towards the lake, and you don't see anything moving out there. It's a calm night. You can see fairly well, for it being in the middle of the night, since the moon is just full and illuminating. But as you kind of walk around and prod about for about 10 to 15 minutes out in the cold, that same nagging feeling in your head kind of kicks up again. And you look around, and you don't see anything amiss. But you kind of feel the need to widen your search, to kind of walk off the beaten path for a while. What would you like to do?
Did I do one more thing before he walks away from the hut?
Yeah. I mean, you watch him as he, like, circles around a couple of times.
So I'm just gonna step kind of right in the doorway, like as he's about to walk into the forest, unclip my moonlight rapier and toss it to him, and then go back in and sit down.
Bale, are you muted? Did you fall asleep in real life?
There we go. No.
There we go. Are you gonna take his the internet's being stupid.
Yep, here we go. I'm back.
Are you gonna take his Elrond offered you his moonlight rapier as you were kind of pacing around the building.
light. Not really as a weapon difference, just.
I will gladly take it and sort of just tuck it into my belt so I have light.
Do you throw it with the sheath, or do you just throw the rapier itself?
Just the rapier itself, no
Yeah,
sheath.
I just toss him my rapier, and he hangs it on his belt, I would imagine.
Yeah. It strangely enough seems to shine even brighter than you're used to seeing it in complete dark places. It seems like the blade itself has been invigorated by the full moon. What would you like to do, Bale?
Can you guys hear me?
Can hear you now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I would like to go outside and start like checking like dark clusters of trees anywhere I think something might be hiding that might want to try and ambush us.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check with advantage.
Okay. 14.
14. You walk around and you begin to go a little further and a little further and a little further away, and you can still see the small fishing hut in the distance. It would take you maybe 10 minutes to walk back. You're just kind of meandering at this point, kind of going from dark surface to dark surface, looking for anything that might be kind of hiding out. But as you crest this small little ridge, you hear a roar. And then you hear the familiar twang of an arrow being drawn and fired, and another, and another. Maybe 100 feet away, just up beyond the lip of the ridge.
I take off at like I take off at a dash towards where I hear the sounds coming from.
So what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to roll initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Let me move you to the correct location.
Oh my fucking god, natural 1.
Okay.
Skeletons.
So you crest over the ridge, and immediately what you see, and you can see more because you have the rapier, is you see 4 skeletal corpses garbed in bits of leather and broken pieces of piecemeal armor that have just looked like they've been bolted or attached to them, wielding rusty blades and small short bows, and they have this massive polar bear pinned down with his back to the wall underneath you. Do skeletons and then bear. Okay. All right. So as you crest and you skid over to the edge of the cliff, and it's about a 10-foot drop down, off of where you're standing now to get to the platform where you can see this fight happening. 2 of the skeletons rear back and fire bows towards the bear. One of them strikes true.
Oh man.
And you watch as the bear howls in pain as it takes another arrow, and you look and you can see that there are several arrows already in it. It looks pretty hurt already. 2 of the other skeletons are going to make short sword attacks, and the bear manages to fend off both kind of using its claws and kind of mauling forward to try to stop the skeletons from approaching it. But you can see like it doesn't have much time left. It looks very injured at this point. And that will bring us to Bear's turn. Bear's going to multi-attack.
Come on, bear.
Come on, Bear! Just pretend like they're a kayak. Like 2 people are going to get that. That's going to be
I got
1 hit and 2 hits. Alright, this skeleton here is mauled,
Hey.
and the bear rips off its head and kind of tosses the skull aside as the clattering of bones clatters down to the snow below. Bale, it's your action.
Let's see. I think my movement is 30, so I am going to. Give me 1 sec. Can I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yep, I'm gonna move right to there.
Okay, give me an acrobatics or athletics check as you hop down the small ledge.
All right. Oh my God, these
Yeah,
rolls.
that's good enough. 11 is good enough. You land on your feet and keep running forward. You can go and move your token.
I'm gonna go to there. I'm gonna go ahead and attack this skeleton. Would I get advantage because he's flanked by the bear?
No, you have to move one more tile over.
I could do that.
It's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna enter a rage as a bonus action, then I'm gonna attack the skeleton that's
Go for
flanked.
it.
Okay. Rage and attack with greatsword.
The 18 will hit, and with that, you will take out the skeleton in front of the bear. Now what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to roll an animal handling check with advantage.
This could be bad. 12.
Okay, I made a note.
Mm-hmm.
And then give me a perception check as you kind of take in your surroundings.
Perception. Got it. 18. There we go. Oh.
Okay, and then I'll make it their turn. You watch as, on the skeleton's turn, 3 more emerge, dashing through the small underbrush that's coated with snow, and they come out covered in frosty snow, but you can still see this kind of void where their eye sockets are. They're all holding short swords, and they're rushing forward towards you and the bear. This one is going to move back to here, and then this one will pull out his short sword and try to take a stab at you. That is going to be a 19.
Yeah, it is.
I take 5 points of slashing damage, reduced to 2 because you're raging.
Cool.
And that's going to be the end of their turn as they just dashed forward. Alright, so it's going to be the bear's turn. Okay. The bear lunges forward towards you. And at the last second redirects its attack to the skeleton that's cut you with the blade. And once again, tears the skeleton apart. And then the bear turns its face towards you, and there is a knowing glance there.
I sort of make bear sounds that
Nice.
like that.
Bail, it is your action.
All right. Because I can't reach these guys, I'm gonna go ahead and run down, towards this guy, and I'm gonna hit him with my greatsword.
Go for it.
Oh, and that's an extra point of damage because I sharpened my sword, so it's 11 instead of 10.
That's good enough. Another skeleton down. The 3 more continue to rush forward. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I don't think there's anything else I can do.
This one can get to you.
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to go towards bear. And this one is also going to go towards bear, and they're going to go ahead and dash.
Oh, they're gonna flank Mr. Bear.
But only one attack this round towards
Does
you.
the bear get an opportunity attack on it?
It did not move past the threat range.
No, I just moved around him.
And the one that rushes towards you, actually you watch as one of its legs kind of sink into the snow and then fall through a layer of ice in the snow, and it kind of stumbles onto itself. It rights itself back up, but it completely missed its attack.
Oh. Okay.
I'll bring us back to bear.
But on that one, I'll get you.
It's going to be 1 hit. And this skeleton here takes a solid blow, and part of its rib cage is shattered outwards as the bear gets a good claw into it. Bale, it's your turn.
I'm gonna attack the skeleton in front of me with the greatsword.
Go for it.
That is 13 damage.
And that is out. Still have your movement and your bonus action.
I'm going to move right here.
Okay. Skipper gets 2 skeletons. One of the skeletons is going to hit you. The other one's going to hit the bear.
Cool.
So take 4 points of slashing damage, reduced to 2. The bear is looking very, very hurt right now.
Oh.
You can see that it's beaten and bruised and bloody, and it's got like 6 or 7 arrows that are shoved like in one of its shoulders, and it's got cuts and gashes like all over it.
Okay.
Like it is barely hanging on. It's gonna go to Bear's turn. 2 attacks at the skeleton that you're next to. Second attack's gonna hit. And this time, its claw slices it clean in half. Give me a perception check.
Okay. 10.
You notice as the claw like kind of slides past you in the gleaming light of the rapier, you notice that one of its claws is missing off of that hand.
Okay.
Okay, Bale, it is your action.
Can I move over here and use my action to sort of interpose myself between the skeleton and the bear, like that?
I'll tell you what. You can take the shove action to try to push
Oh
it
yeah,
back.
there we go. Perfect. Yep. Let's do that.
Yeah. So go ahead and make an athletics check.
All right. 22.
Oh, it's gonna try to oppose. All right. So you shove it back 5 feet, and then you can use the remainder of your movement to slide in there.
Yep, and I move up to it.
Okay. The skeletons are gonna go.
Let's go.
Alright, so go ahead and take 7 points of damage, reduced to 3. It manages to sink its rusty, broken short sword into your shoulder, and it kind of digs in, and it fucking turns the blade, but you don't even feel the pain. But it did score a pretty solid hit on you. Rolled like shit for damage. But that is your turn. The bear is going to take a few steps back, and it kind of like is getting ready to see what happens next.
Okay.
It's your turn, Bale.
All right, I'm gonna attack him with my greatsword.
Yeah.
So,
Let's go.
That's 16 points of damage.
You wheel around and you slice the skeleton in twain, completely bisecting it from the top of its neck and where its neck and shoulder meet, all the way down through its pelvis. You just completely shatter all the bones with a singular strike. And then there's a calm that enters the area. The only sound you can hear is the sound of the bear breathing heavily.
Am I still in initiative?
You are not.
Okay, can I run up to the bear and do a like a medicine check to try and like see what I can do, if I can do anything, use part of my clothes to try
Give me an animal handling check with advantage before you do anything to see if the bear will let you approach it.
16.
Okay, all right. It seems wary of you, but having realized that you have defeated its attackers, it lets you approach. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Okay. Come on now. Medicine. Come on. 9. Fuck.
Okay. So you tear off a sheaf of cloth off of your shirt, and you take it and you tie it around some of the worst wounds, and you begin to slowly and very gingerly pull the arrows out and kind of staunch the bleeding that happens in those locations. You're no stranger to battle wounds and how to treat them efficiently and to stop stem bleeding and to keep yourself safe. It's a difficult task to do it to a large bear, but it seems to be grateful for your help, and you do manage to save the animal.
Okay.
After a few moments of kind of tentative agreement between the two of you. You watch as its head turns from you and turns towards a small cavern in the rock side. And in the cavern, you see 2 small bears.
Oh. Can I? Okay, so because we're not initiative, can so I don't need my totem for this. Can I cast beast speech as a ritual?
Yeah, go ahead and link. Actually, I don't think I don't think, did I put that on your thing? Did I manually do
You
that?
did. Let me see. It's. Yeah, here we go.
I just need to see what it does.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, it just says you can cast it.
Speak with animal.
I don't know if it's on your spell page. I don't know if we actually added that in.
Oh, let me see spells. Nope, it's not there. I have nothing on my spell.
So you cast speak with animals?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me see if they can speak back. I love going through the player's handbook in the middle of a game. It definitely makes me happy
I'm
I
sorry.
inputted all this shit. No, it's my own fault. Okay, yeah. What would you like to say?
So I know you have your cubs to look after, but if you come with me a short ways, there is someone who can heal you.
The bear responds to you, and the grunts and the kind of pained voices that kind of speak out flood your mind. And this recent ability you very, very recently got, and you feel this connection, and you hear the words in common in your mind, or draconic, whatever would be the more soothing to you, kind of flood into your mind as the words are kind of superimposed. It's, I can't leave my cubs behind. More might come. We need to be safe. I was looking for food. I'm grateful to you.
So I'm gonna give them 3 rations. Do I have any like dried meat, or is it all just like bread and shit? Well, I mean they're omnivores, whatever.
So
I'll give them
rations generally are like in each individual ration. There's like some hardtack in there. There's jerky. There's dried fruits.
Perfect.
They're omnivores. They'll eat all that.
Yep. Yeah. No, I'll give them 3 rations.
Okay. So as you're kind of having this stare down, and you place these on the ground, do you say anything? Or you just place them on the ground?
Here, take these. It's a gift from me.
You are kind. You're kind, mean most times. Hunt, my mate, did not trust you when you came, but you seem good. Unlike those. He kind of turns, and you see him glance at the corpses on the ground. But I thank you.
Okay.
And you watch as the bear grabs the rations in its mouth, like trying to be very ginger with them, and slowly makes its way toward the cave. And as you stand there and watch it kind of drop the little ration boxes off and kind of claw into them a bit to get to the food on the inside, the cubs kind of go over to the parent and begin to kind of feast upon the rations you've given. And you feel like a warmth, like you did something that you were supposed to. There's this sense of correctness in the world, and that nagging feeling that was nagging in the back of your head is gone. And as you sit there and you think of your companions, and you realize that this situation has been taken care of and they're safe, you turn back towards the cliffside, and you begin to walk back towards the actual small fishing house. And as you go to climb up the cliffside, you notice embedded.
Sorry to interject. Before I go, can I talk to the bear a little bit more? Can I just say one? This area may not be safe. There is I don't know how hag would translate. There is a dark one that has done great evil here. This place may not be safe. You may want to move far, like take your cubs and move as far as you can from here.
When I rest, I will do as you ask. My family
If you
is my life.
if you still need healing, I could bring one here that would be able to heal you.
No, I merely need rest. But thank you.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, go on.
But as you go to leave and you go to like lift yourself up off the cliffside, you look to your side and embedded in the rock, you see these large gashes in the rock where the bear must have scratched there at some point. And at the end of one of the gashes, you see a large bear claw, a single talon embedded in the rock.
I pick it up and pocket it.
Okay. Anything else
And
you'd
I
like to
go
do?
back towards the shack.
Okay. You make your way back to your allies. You step back inside. Elrond kind of glances up at you as you step back inside. The other two passed out, Wilder's mouth agape, snoring lightly in his sleep. Story kind of curled up in a ball, shivering a bit, but comfortable.
So is there still time enough for me to get a long rest before morning?
Yeah, there is.
So I take a few minutes, just so I don't lose it. I cut a strip of cloth from, let's say, what do I have here? I cut a piece of the hempen rope and I tie it around the bear claw, and I sort of loop it around my forearm.
A crude totem, to be sure, but a totem.
Cool.
A memento of a moment. Eventually, you get off to sleep, having, I assume, returning Elrond's rapier to him.
Yeah, of course.
And Elrond, your trance ends, and the world is still dark. You're rested, comfortable. You kind of look outside, and just on the horizon, you see the faintest bit of orange. It slowly grows over time, and you just watch the sunrise in the distance.
As soon as the sun crests, and like the second it does, if my companions aren't awake yet, can I just rouse them?
Yeah, they are not awake yet.
Yeah. So I'll wake up the other three the second the sun crests the horizon.
Okay. You all are
Check
roused from your slumber.
I kick Wilder, he doesn't move. Kick him
Eh,
again, he
well,
doesn't move. I pull his blanket off.
5 more minutes.
I move over to Wilder and like pick him up and shake him bodily, like lift him up off the ground and shake him. Up, human, up.
While Bale's
I
doing
go to
that,
hit him with my
I
pillow.
Make an
start a
attack roll.
small fire.
Okay.
What kind of attack roll? For a
D20.
pillow?
Yeah, just roll a d20. You're not proficient with improvised weapons.
What do you got, motherfucker? Slash roll space D20.
Thank you.
You take the pillow and you swing it towards Bale's face, and Bale just catches your arm.
Not even close.
I'm just kind of just like blinking open. It's like I'm like, oh, kind of lift it up in the air with my arm now grasping, and I drop the pillow. Good morning.
I build a small fire real quick. Some of the leftover firewood and like, so we can warm up a little bit before we get on the journey.
As a note, did you guys dry your clothes last night?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, we built the big fire before
Okay.
we went
Yeah.
to sleep.
Okay.
I did mention that we should do that, so I assume we followed that course of action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys can feel the cold once again, kind of like wafting in through the doorway. The fire is keeping it at bay, but you can feel the cold. Everyone, with the exception of Story with her cloak and Bale, of course.
Wait,
Blasted.
why was
Too
she
cold early
shivering
in
in
the
the
morning.
corner if she had her cloak then?
She was,
I was drying
drying
my
it.
cloak.
She was wet.
Damn it. Yeah, so I guess as we gather our things, we'll just have the fire to keep it a little bit warmer in here, and then we'll snuff it out and head back to town.
Not a problem. Who is heading your venture back to town?
I believe Wilder usually heads. He is the one with the high survival. And
He's got the map.
yeah.
He has the
I've
map.
got the map.
Okay, so
I sort of I suggest Elron goes first, just because he has probably the highest perception out of us. I would assume because he has the highest dexterity.
I could probably go second, because it'll mostly be survival to get us back, wouldn't it?
well, I assume that you guys are moving in tandem and you're all kind of keeping an eye out.
Okay, cool.
I pay in mind
Fair
passive
enough.
perceptions when it comes to things like that.
Fair enough. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, I think Wilder usually leads just because he's got the survival.
Yeah. So while you can give me a survival check with advantage because of your map. Okay.
Okay.
Who rolled the d20 last time for the encounter table?
I think Story did.
Belle, why don't you roll me a d20?
Alrighty.
You know, immediately encounter a hostile.
Oh my
and attack and kill
Christ.
it.
As your day progresses, the clouds overhead grow thicker and thicker and thicker, and slowly, small sprinkling of snow begins to pour down, and then more, and then more. And then it gets hard to see in front of you. And then you can barely see each other pushing through the complete whiteout conditions of this
I pull
incredibly heavy snowfall.
Can I pull my rapier out and kind of like hold it above my head lightly as we kind of wade through it? To try
The-
to give us
Only
some light?
shines in
You
darkness.
can't.
The snow is
can't.
so thick that when you pull the moonlight rapier out, it is like a beacon in a sea of
Yeah,
darkness.
I immediately hiss at Elron. Put it away, Elf. You'll make us much easier to spot anything that's out there.
I'm going to call out. Maybe we should rope ourselves together.
It's not like you guys, as long as you are maintaining close proximity, you are still making forward progress. You are not losing each other. But it is very, very hard to see Jack beyond maybe like 30 feet.
I walk forward with gusto.
Just keep trudging along then.
With your 16 survival check, even with the penalties of the weather, you still make decent time. And eventually you crest over a familiar ridge, although it's hard to tell how much distance you're making when you can't see the horizon anymore. You eventually see, not the walls is not the first thing that you notice when you see the town, instead the guard towers. Two large flames are erupting in the guard towers, beacons seeming to be lit. And as you grow closer and closer to the town gate, you look, and the gate is closed, just barely making out through the hail of snowfall. But something that you notice, Elron, that you find incredibly strange, is that there are a lot of people out for whiteout conditions. A lot of people around the wall. You can't make out who they are or what they're wearing, but there are a lot of people around the wall.
On the outside of the wall?
On the outside of the wall. All around the town. At least as far as you can see.
Yeah, so I kind of warned the group that there's something outside that wall, and it could very well be enemies. Cause
How many?
a lot, like shoulder to shoulder around the entire wall.
As a note, you guys are having to like yell from the howling wind and the storm itself.
I draw my greatsword and tell Story to keep behind me.
So we're
I
going
think-
in, huh?
You guys should
Am-
stay here
it-
for now. Let me go in with this stealthily and try to get eyes on it better before we all just charge forward.
Am I able to light a torch to signal the guard towers? Are we that close?
You're probably a
You
good
might signal.
150, 200 feet away from the town when you finally can see it because of the weather.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they probably wouldn't be able to see us with the torch out either way.
All right, as Elron suggests this, I nod and I put my hand on his shoulder. Careful, brother.
I'm pretty sneaky now too. I could come. I could help.
You
That's probably
you guys see your
that should-
tokens on the map?
Easier for me to escape if
Uh,
I
I
no.
do not. I still see the bear.
Oh, we have not
Let
shifted.
me
scenes
sorry.
yet.
Let me move you guys back to the start menu. So you guys see your tokens down at the bottom. Assuming that you're walking the direction of the yellow arrow, what is your marching order? Unless Elron's going first.
Well, I think they
I'll
should essentially
probably.
just wait for a second, and I'll go ahead alone and stealthily try to get better eyes on what exactly the situation is before we engage with whatever.
Now,
Or
as
not engage.
as a note, you all are wearing very winterized clothing. So it's a lot of white furs and gray furs. Story's cloak is
Yeah, we
pure
can't
white,
see.
and Bale is a silver dragonborn. You know that while you might be able to get information, finding them again could be difficult. I'm not saying impossible, but it could be difficult to find your group again. It's up to you.
Yeah, in whiteout conditions, you won't be able
Fif-
to make out
50
anything.
feet of rope.
That's not really that much feet, though.
In a whiteout, it's a lot more than you think.
It's roughly 50 feet of it.
Well, you say we're about 150 feet away from the gate, though, right?
Yeah.
Do we have 2 pieces of rope we could tie together?
We could. But if Elrond gets discovered, he's gonna be all alone out there. I would kind of suggest we all just kind of go in together, and if need be, we can bail out. No pun intended.
I get it. I think we could just stay together.
Yep.
Especially in whiteout conditions right now.
Let's say Elrond, maybe if Elrond's cool with it, he goes like maybe 15, 20 feet ahead of us.
Because he's probably shouting like, "Hey, let me go scout ahead," and we're like, "What?
So this is
Can't
your.
hear you."
So if you guys were. This will be your entering the map order then.
Do I have better vision because of my high elf in these conditions?
They're considered low light conditions.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
If I use my message cantrip, how long do they have to respond?
They have to respond within the 6 seconds.
Damn. I don't want to keep jibber jabbering at you, but that would be good. I can check in on you every 30 seconds silently. And that way we can pass information back and forth.
You do have to know where he is.
I think I'll be fine. It's near whiteout conditions, and my stealth is really high, so I don't think anything's gonna see me before
Can you
I
contact
see
the guard captain?
I cannot reach that far.
Understood.
And I would have to be able to see him.
Well, you need to know the direction that the person you're casting the spell is in. I believe you can cast that through walls if you know that exactly where they are.
Yes.
See if you can talk to the gate guards.
I can't see any gate guards.
Yeah, you can't see anyone up on the wall.
Oh, okay, just the flames. Gotcha.
Or you can't see anyone in the guard tower. The wall is just like giant trunks of wood.
We'll just
Understood.
slowly approach the wall with me about 15, 20 feet ahead of them, and I'll be doing it stealthily, so...
Okay, are the rest of you also trying to be quiet?
Yes.
Sure.
Trying is the key word.
Okay.
Successfully is the option.
Okay, all of you can roll with advantage except for Wilder, because you were disadvantaged with your armor, you just do a straight roll.
Here we go. 14.
We'll take the one on the left, Wilder.
Terrible.
Oh my God, Elrond.
I rolled normal,
3 and a
so the
2.
15 was the disadvantage.
Okay. Well, luckily, whether luckily or unluckily, because of the whiteout conditions, none of the figures seem to notice your approach.
I'm sure glad we sent the stealthy person up ahead.
Me too.
Hey, he's got +5, all right.
But as you move closer and closer to the figures, 30 feet, you move 30 feet forward, 60 feet forward, closing closer to the edge of the wall, you notice the figures are kind of staggered and kind of moving oddly. Bale, these look familiar to things you saw last night, and there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
And as you get closer, the guard tower and the small little outpost on the other side of the gate as you approach, you do see figures up top, kind of crouched below the railing and occasionally looking out. And then like you watch as one of the figures off to your side, like maybe 15, 20 feet away from you, kind of off away from you, fires an arrow at them, and it kind of shatters against the sides as they duck back down.
Okay. So how many of the skellies do I see outside the wall?
I think it might be
immediately in front of
better
us?
for me just to go ahead and do this.
Yep.
And these are just the ones that you can see because of the whiteout.
Yep. Holy shit, dude.
They have not seen you yet, but if you
How
were to get any
tall-
closer, they might.
How tall is the wall?
The wall itself is about 20 feet up. The guard tower itself towers about maybe 10 feet higher than that.
Is there anywhere on the wall that I might be able to get a foothold or a grab if I try to just run at the gate and like vault over to open it for the rest of them?
So from what
That-
I can see, wherever you step,
Give me
okay,
a
yeah.
wisdom check to see if you remember, because you can't see it right now. You have an effective vision of about 30 feet.
Let's see.
So it's going off of what you remember from the last time you were here.
Where's wisdom? That's the same. So I just click on it over here, right? Got it.
Thinking back and like taking a moment and like halting your party while you think and try to remember. The slats on the gate were horizontal.
Okay. How are the skeletons aware of us at all yet?
They do not appear to have noticed you.
Okay. So since I can see them, could I take a step closer and try to like huddle us a little bit?
Yeah.
And just say, I could probably get up and over that gate. We need to probably cut a path to it. And it might take me a second to get over it, but then I could crack the gate open and let you guys in.
Yeah, we got to get into the town here. We got to do something about
We got to
this.
make sure we clear enough space so we can get in and close the gate. Because I can't live. I wouldn't live with myself if we let them into the town.
Yep. It shouldn't be too much of a problem.
As long as we can get the gate closed, even if a one or two slip through, we can kill it. But we just have
Yep.
to make sure we get the gate closed again behind us.
I try to say it shouldn't be much of a problem. I murked like 3 or 4 of these things last night. No problem
I
whatsoever.
don't think the guards are just going to willingly open the gate, though. So I think we should just try to cut a path, and I'll just charge that gate and try to jump up and over the motherfucker.
Yep. Worst comes to worst, I can try vaulting at least Story over the gate.
Okay, so
Story.
let's get this going.
One of them is getting very close to you.
I immediately go
It's
over
not.
to-
Yeah, it's not looking at you guys. It's looking up at the
still-
wall.
I directly charge it and attack it.
Okay.
Yep, I come with
With
it.
what weapon?
I leave my rapier sheathed because I don't alert others, and I try to do like a grab it and just shove my dagger into its fucking
Okay,
like
well-
spinal cord to break it.
Elrond, you make the first move because you were already moving back towards the group, so you saw it out of the corner of your eye before Bale saw it getting close. So go ahead and make your attack roll with your dagger, with sneak attack, because it does not know you're there.
Sneak attack, normal dagger.
Okay.
Give me another stealth roll. Straight
Stealth roll?
straight stealth.
Just
Great
Elrond?
stealth.
Just Elrond. I want to see if you did this quiet enough that the rest of them did not notice.
Let's fucking go.
You rush forward, you
30-20,
grab
baby.
its head and you plunge your blade into its spine, and then you twist and you hear a small pop as the body itself kind of cracks and crumbles into dust in front of you. And you look around, and none of the other skeletons seem to have reacted. Bale has his greatsword like right about to like fuck this thing, and you just like drop it.
I turn to my companions and I try to like hiss in like a carrying whisper. Forward.
Okay, so
I'm looking
just
at the
gonna move you for a
skeletons.
second.
Do I notice anything particular about like their armor? Like if it's like a it's like a if they're adorned in guard uniform, of like the town or of like an armor that we would recognize?
Sorry, I was muted. Go ahead.
Uniform, like a
Yeah,
uniform.
yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception check at disadvantage.
We are quite far away.
Even the one that he just like ashed, like, is still like it's poor. Like, the only thing you can see when you look out at the other skeletons is just a figure that's
Gotcha.
there, and you can now that you've seen them like take one out, like you notice the small, odd, twitchy movements that they're making.
Okay, so I just get everyone's attention, say we know what we gotta do. Let's go. Wilder and Bale, you keep Story in between you. As soon as we get past those first two skeletons, we can see. Story, you just keep going and put your back to the gate while I jump over it and let Wilder and Bale stay up, engaged.
I might be able to do something about this big cluster of them to the right.
If
but
you
it
got a
would
spell
be-
that you think will work, do it. But try to stay in between Bale and Wilder.
I say if you can do something without being detected, you have you absolutely.
It would be extremely noticeable.
Okay, I would say leave that in case we wait till we get
until
detected.
Bale and Wilder engage with these two, and then maybe shoot it at them, and then move up and put your back to the gate, and I'll vault over and get you through.
Okay.
We'll make a phalanx of me and Bale.
Okay. Before we go, I'm just gonna give bardic inspiration to Elrond, and just be like, "I believe in you. You got this. You can do it. You're the best."
All right, go ahead and take your inspiration dice if you feel inspired.
I just imagine you like shouting this through the whiteout conditions.
Well, she's right next to him, so she like went in
okay.
and like said it like to him.
She's like, "You're doing great."
All right, let's start moving up. Do we have to like roll initiative or something?
I will let you know if you were discovered.
All right,
One square at a time. Remember, keep Story in between us, Wilder.
Go over to like your right, Wilder, so Story can be in between you and Bale.
There you go.
Okay, pause.
Red light.
Continue.
Can I stealthily try to take this one out?
You can certainly try.
So I take one step over here and I sneak attack with I try to pull my short sword out and like almost keeping it at my hip so it's nice and smooth, just pull it out and shove it right at like basically where his tailbone would be and just try to stab right through his spine again.
Yeah. Go ahead and make your attack with advantage because it is unaware of you.
Sneak attack.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you to roll
Like, can I
real.
do-
I'm waiting for you to roll real low, and then you don't kill it in one hit. That was enough.
Should I do a stealth check again to see if they don't detect me?
Yeah, go ahead and make another stealth check.
Regular, not advantage, right?
At this proximity with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Wait, we are a lot
Oh.
closer now.
Oh my fuck. Here we go. Party time. Okay.
You seem
There's those
Already
dice.
on.
Give me 1 second. Plus, oh, nope. Nothing seems to have noticed your presence.
Since I'm still undetected, can I take one more step forward and try to do the same thing to this one?
Does anybody else want to do anything?
I'm sticking to the plan so far.
Just letting
So,
Elrond go.
Yeah, I'd say negative. Let's let him do his thing.
All right, go ahead and
No,
go ahead
we're
and
just
make your
kind
attack
of
roll.
like stumbling through the whiteout at this
Well,
point.
move your tokens back because he's stepping ahead of you.
Yeah.
So, advantage, short sword, sneak attack.
Yep.
There you go.
Stealth check again with disadvantage.
Yep.
Oh man. Tempting fate here. Gangster.
Let's fucking go!
Not fucking about here. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Oh no.
You got 21.
No.
Ooh,
19,
I got a
yeah.
21.
Well, what's their modifier?
We don't know.
You look around with furtive breath. Nothing seems to have taken notice of you quite yet.
Oh, thank God they don't have eyeballs.
My goodness. I is far right.
Just keep. I'm going to step kind of over here, keeping eyes on this one. You can move
There's-
through my space, so you guys just keep heading.
Oh,
through the
Wilder,
gate
give me
for
a stealth
second.
check.
Okay. Rolling stealth with disadvantage.
Would it be regular because of the whiteout?
Nope.
Nope.
No,
Okay.
we're so close to them.
Yeah. Rip.
Okay. I've made a note. It'd be a good time to roll initiative.
Yeah, I assume so.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, I think I rolled that with disadvantage.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. You got 15. Yeah, no, we all rolled pretty well.
Fail. Skeletons. As you step forward, the skeleton that's immediately next to you, you watch as his gaze turns from the guard tower, looking up at it, at the guy who's continuously like ducking down behind cover, but trying to keep an eye on the road. You watch as its gaze snaps towards you, Wilder. Its head just turns. Its body does not move. Its head just turns like a good 90 degrees towards you, and it opens up its jaw, and you just hear. It echoes throughout the snowstorm, and then you hear a cacophony of voices in kind turning their attention towards your group.
How light is story?
Well, it's story you're on initiative.
Yeah.
What would
And
you like
she's
to
gonna
do?
go before you anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. I was gonna try and throw her.
You all hear it.
Okay.
So start getting to the gate. I'll get over
I've got a thing first.
Bale and Wilder Protector.
Mm-hmm.
Same plan as we were planning.
Just kind of like readying my shield in front of her to protect her.
So whose turn is it?
It's
Or are we still
all
not
me
in?
first.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's story.
sorry.
I'm just I gotta make sure I do this properly.
Okay.
Because I can't hit the walls or guard tower with this ability. Okay, I think I got something
This
here.
group over here, you could probably mess up without getting too close.
I'm thinking it's the group to the right here.
Yeah. If you time it right, you could get, what, 5 in that? If you get it in the right position?
So I'm going to cast Shatter on you. Essentially drew the cube.
What is the
It's a 10-foot radius.
10-foot radius? That is not the cube.
Yeah, how do I erase shit?
That's
One more
that's-
shorter, I would think,
No.
right? It's just 2 layers worth.
You
Be a
get
two by
you
two.
get a 4x4 grid. Ping the middle of the grid.
Oh, it's a 4x4. I thought it was 5x5.
That's
for some
4x4.
reason.
10-foot radius.
Okay, one sec.
Ping the center of where your shatter is. And then I will roll saves.
I would try to knock these 2 out.
It's. Shoot. Dang it, this is tougher. 'cause
Just
I gotta
just
make sure I-
you got like
Just
no
pick
time.
one.
You hear the horrifying screech. Okay, that's 4 saves. What's your save DC? Never mind.
Jesus, not
What?
that high.
Oh my
nice.
god!
You
what
finally rolled
dicks.
some good numbers.
What the actual fuck?
Alright,
I'm
Pissed
so
off that I fucking Assassin Creed 3 of his skeletons.
That was
They
gangster.
take
as fuck.
half.
they still take
They
half
take
damage. Actually, this one did not get hit by it.
The one closest to me
yeah.
wouldn't have gotten hit. No, yeah.
It would have been, yeah, that guy.
So, if any of them did not know that you were here, they certainly know now, as there is a loud, explosion of noise that happens, and you watch bits of bone and snow just erupt out of this area. And for a moment, you can see in that clear area before the snow eventually falls back down over it, just from the force of the explosion. And you notice that there's bones that fly everywhere. You did a solid amount of damage, but all of them are still up. Also, from on top of the gate, the guardsman who's here says, "What the fuck was that?"
I yell.
coming.
Yeah, I yell at the top of my lungs. Friendlies incoming.
All right, Story. You still have your movement
Yep.
and your
we ever
bonus
get
action.
the-
To move up to the gate,
Okay.
and I'm going to use my bonus action for another bardic inspiration. I'm going to do it on Wilder.
Well, give me a perception check.
She's far away.
Perception check with
Oh.
disadvantage or
Nope,
normal?
just normal perception check.
Okay.
What do you say, Story?
Wilder, watch out for that guy. He's scary, but you can take him.
Do you feel inspired?
I have no idea what guy she's talking about.
Wilder's a gangster.
It's just like a cloud of just like white snow everywhere. I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about?
You can see the guy that turned and looked at you.
Oh, okay. I see the guy like right next to me. I'm like,
Dude.
all right, cool.
You take
But
your
do you
take
feel
take
inspired, though?
take your inspiration dice.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
All right, and then next on initiative that will be Bale.
Okie dokie. I am going
Turn
to.
to Bale and yell protect Story.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up right about here. How high is the gate? Actually, I'll move right here.
Bale, yeah. I was like,
the-
stay out of my path.
The gate's about 25 feet up.
Oh shit.
I think you could toss her.
I do
Wait,
not consent
Bale.
to being thrown over the gate.
Yeah,
Bale.
okay. I would have to grapple her, and then yeah, no.
Bale.
So
Move here. And then can't you like ready a help action so you can assist me if I try to vault over it?
so yeah, I'm gonna hold my action for when someone tries to get up over the gate.
Okay, so you're gonna like cup your hands and like gesture to
Yep.
Elrond and okay,
100%.
Got
That's
you.
exactly what I'm doing.
got you. All right, the guards are gonna go because they actually roll pretty good on initiative. And they're going. You watch them stand up and dive down They go down the staircases in the guard towers. So you're unsure what they're doing, but they're no longer in your line of sight. Elrond, it is your action.
I am going to run straight at Bale and acrobatically try to like fucking
Yeah,
American
can
Ninja
you
Warrior warp wall fucking run wall climb up this bitch.
Yeah, can you link your second story work ability for me?
How do I link that exactly?
You click on the ability and there should be a
Character
little
sheet.
speech bubble.
Character sheet. Would it be under spells?
No, it is under features. It's on your front page.
Apparently, I'm an idiot.
That's fine. Give me a second. You make sure it's there. So on your front page, if you scroll down next to your items, it's a second story work. Just click on the little speech bubble.
Under items, second story work. Why am I so fucking blind?
Okay. So this is.
Oh, I found it. I found
okay.
it. I found it.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and click that. No longer costs you extra movement. Okay, so as you dash forward, go ahead and make a athletics check with advantage because you have Bale's assistance.
Could he do acrobatics instead?
Acrobatics check with advantage and do it kind of flashily?
Sure. All right.
There you go.
You get that first initial boost, and you get like 10 feet up, and you reach forward and you grab hold of the slat, this very thin line, but you just barely manage to get your fingers in it, and you begin to climb, just racing up to the top, and with incredible speed, and you actually make it over to the other side. Stand by. And you land, boom, in the middle of three people, two of which are rushing towards the gate. One of them is the woman who was in the arena, watching over the little arena fights, and the other one is Guard Captain Carrion, and another one is a guardsman. As you plop down on the other side,
And yell, Bale is outside. We'll need his strength, and just begin to start opening the gate.
yeah, no, like they already had their hands on it, like they were right about to open the gate for you guys.
Cool.
Actually, she technically goes before you, but if she will let you grab hold. She will let you switch positions with her. So you can grab the gate handle and start to wrench it open. So we'll get back to the gate opening on your turn.
We're just fine that this elf just flipped over the gate.
Yeah, no, like they're a little surprised, admittedly. Although this isn't the weirdest thing that's happened for their day, to be fair. That'll bring us to Wilder.
The one with the red marks, those are all partially damaged?
Yeah, you can see that like they're missing big chunks out of them.
Gotcha. I'm going to 5, 10, 15. If I move here, do I still have line of sight on the one right about here?
I would say if you finish your movement there, you will not be able to see him anymore.
Okay.
You can
So I'll be right
move,
here.
act, and then continue moving.
Okay, cool. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move here. And then I'm going to cast... okay, so for Magic Missile, I can choose 3 separate targets, correct?
Yes, if you each missile strikes whichever target you pointed at.
Understood. So I'm going
just
to...
if you'd like to select different targets, just ping them in the order you fired the missiles.
So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. These the 3 furthest away.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Magic Missiles.
So Wilder, you dash forward, and Bale and Story, you watch as he turns around, putting his mace away as he runs, and he raises his hand up and he holds it out, just his palm extended, and then he twists his hand quickly. And as he does, there's this flash of arcane energy in the air, and these 3 small ethereal beads fire out of his hand and strikes out at the 3 far skeletons that were hit by the initial burst. And that is actually enough to take out all of them. You didn't roll any ones.
Beautiful.
So you watch as they are disintegrated by the blast of energy that slightly illuminates the area that you all are in, and then it goes dark again.
And then I will, after kind of reaching my hand and casting them out, see them all crumble. I'll take a step towards the gate, and that will be my turn.
Okay, so that's going to be Skellyman's.
Since Bale readied an action, would he get to attack that one skeleton?
No, my
He
action
used-
was
yeah.
my action was throwing you up over the gate.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
They're packing in nice and tightly though.
Yeah, they were surrounding this fucking place.
Yep. It makes sense.
Story.
Yeah.
What's your armor class?
Probably not that high.
It's not that good.
Go ahead and take 10 points of slashing damage as both of the skeletons in front of you manage to strike good blows against you.
Ow!
Bale, I got a 14 to hit.
That's my armor class, so that hits.
I was going to take 5 points of slashing damage since you are not raging.
Bale's got, what, like 40 health?
Wilder, a 16 to hit.
I got 20 armor class.
God damn.
Fucking let's go, Wilder!
That is not going to hit you then, as you manage to just parry the incoming blow with the shield from the wounded skeleton.
Yeah.
And then Bale, Wilder. Miss, as several arrows fly off from the skeletons that are at range towards you.
Mm-hmm.
They are also going to converge a bit.
Oh, is that what the ones with the like little yellow thingies are?
Yeah, they're the ones that are armed with bows. You couldn't. I was going to reveal that information earlier, but you could not tell because you guys couldn't see shit.
I
Yeah.
It would have been a lot more obvious if you guys had done this when it wasn't whiteout conditions, but RNG is RNG.
You know what? It's the hand we were dealt.
Yep. Story, it is your action. You are surrounded.
Okay, it's because of those whiteout conditions I got to Assassin's Creed 3 of them.
Okay. Not ideal, but we're gonna cast Shatter again, right here, and try and clean up all the ones that are in
1,
an
2,
immediate
3,
area.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and roll damage.
I got
Oh my god.
Left to right, top to bottom. Save, fail, fail, fail. What's your DC? 13? Save.
13.
He will take 7 points. Fail, fail, fail.
Fucking let's go!
Bale's jaw drops and he
Yeah,
goes,
they're-
holy shit.
You are immediately, all three of you are covered in bones and small fragments of armor and bits of rotted flesh and just like it's just viscera as that same explosion clears out the area, allowing you to see the just scattered debris of bones across the ground.
I think I got them that time. And then no, I think that's gonna be it for my turn.
Mm-hmm. They gotta get the door open before we do anything.
All right, Bale.
All right, I'm going to immediately fly into a rage because of the rotting flesh that went into my open mouth. And I'm going to move right here, and I'm going to attack the skeleton adjacent to Story
Okay, go for it.
with my greatsword.
How would you define that
Can you
taste of
frenzy
viscera?
yet and get additional attacks?
It tastes like dust and ash.
Like
Mm.
pork that's like been left in the fridge for 3 weeks.
No, it tastes like dust and ash.
Okay.
These are
Yep,
these
yeah,
are
yeah,
bones
no,
with
DM
bones.
says, yep. Okay, cool.
It's the driest soup stock you've ever had.
All right, normal greatsword rage. That's 10 damage.
Would it still be 11 from the sharpening?
Fuck. No, it the sharpening
No,
only
we-
lasts an hour.
You did a pretty
were trapped, like,
grievous
for a while.
blow and attracted its attention, but did not manage to take it out.
Shitty. I think that's gonna do it for my turn.
All right, so the guards are gonna go. The tower is not like actually here because I actually don't have like an accurate map. The two guardsmen are gonna go down. They're gonna meet you here, and they look like they're readying for like putting up a like they have like big tower shields, and they're like ready to like interpose themselves between your group. They look like they're readying. Essentially, they're readying an action to like jump in front of you once the gate opens. And then she is gonna move. Actually, she'll move here. And she is going to ready an action to do that. So you watch as the woman who was overseeing the event grabs her necklace and pulls it out from underneath her chainmail armor and holds it in her hand. And you watch as there's this sort of white glow that begins to appear around her hand. And she's just kind of holding her symbol there, her hands shaking, getting ready for what happens next. Elrond, it's your turn.
Is it my action or my movement if I wrench open the gate?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, use an object is a cunning action for you now.
Then I'm going to cunning action and I'm going to wrench open the gate.
Yeah. The gate wrenches open. You and Charon working in tandem, you guys managed to get the gate open. And these center two squares, because this is all one thing, so, are now open. And
So
her...
I take
Yeah, go for it.
I take one step forward for 5 points. I grab Story and move her to there.
I
To
will
here
take an
for
attack of
2 points,
opportunity if
Sora.
you drag me out of that skeleton's range.
Okay, well, hold on. I'm going to step right here, and then I'm going to pull out my bow and I'm going to shoot the skeleton.
Go for it.
Sneak attack with advantage because it's flanked by Bale? Or just sneak attack normal?
It's just
No.
sneak attack because you have an ally in melee, but it's not an advantage.
Normal, sneak attack, short bow. Get it.
There you go.
And then I grab Story and I move her to right there.
You
on the
are
other side.
out of actions, my friend.
It's not movement? Still?
Nope. Movement is you. In order to like grab an ally, you essentially need to grapple them with your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Rip. Alright. Then I am just going to move one more step to here.
Okay.
so that I can intercept anything.
And the woman's ready to action is going to go off now that your turn is over. How far? She ready in action to take a step forward.
Turn undead.
Too far. 5. Succeed, fail, fail, fail. So that glowing white light that was around her necklace glows to a apex, and there is a brilliant flash this kind of like that happens around her and shoots out in a bubble around you, and kind of you watch as the air kind of wavers for a moment, and you watch as 3 of the skeletons turn and like begin to like look frightened. If a skeletal creature could be frightened, they look terrified of whatever that force was.
A fear ability, that's cool.
And that'll bring us to Wilder. Is your action?
Okie dokie.
She's also going to say, "Get inside, damn it!"
I'm gonna move next to Story. I'm gonna use my action to grab her, like kind of pick her up and tuck her underneath my arm. And
I have feet. I can walk.
Nope.
Do you resist?
No.
She just goes limp. She's just like, she starts to fight you, and then it's just like, all right.
Then I waltz her inside and plop her down in front of me.
Okay, so
I'm
go
just
ahead.
gonna be like, I killed like 8 of those guys.
I'll move you.
Like I pat her on the head, just like yes,
there
yes.
you go. Yes, Story, but you are a very good glass cannon.
All right, and that'll end your turn then. Nothing for your bonus action.
Yes, yes, it will.
Skellies.
Bale, you can take an attack of opportunity.
I can take an attack. Okay, there we go. Lovely. I will do so. Natural 20. That's 15, 17.
It's very dead.
Literally make it explode. As
Yeah,
it tries to
it
stab
does.
you.
It does explode. It turns and runs in terror. This one is
You
going
brought
to
it back
run
to life and then
off the
killed
map.
it again.
This one is also going to run off the map.
This fella, on the other hand.
He is going to move forward. He's going to move here to interpose himself between the two of you, but he's going to attack you, Bale.
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to move here. It's too far. This one will move here. This one will move here. And here. Bale, you got 2 attacks coming your way.
Yep.
Miss and a miss. And 2 arrows, since you were the closest target.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be a 12 and a 12, which I believe misses you.
Yep, misses by 2.
Yeah, the arrows fly past you, and you worry for a moment they might have hit someone else, but they manage to just sink into you hear them like thud into the wood behind you of the actual gate. And the skeletons feverishly are stabbing at you, and like kind of like there's more and more. Like you can see them like coming around the sides of the wall, converging on this point where there is life. But you managed to make it out of the round unscathed. Story, it is your action.
Okay. Are the gates still open?
They are
Like,
still open.
So I have line of sight on. I was clicked on the wrong thing. This guy.
Yes.
Okay, I am going to unholster my sling, and I'm going to sling a rock right at its head.
Thump. Anything else you want to do? You whip the sling around and you release the stone, and it kind of dislodges its head, and then you just watch as it kind of snaps back in place.
Okay, and then I'm going to try and climb up this guard tower as high as I can.
Yeah, that is indoors. Like again, it's not.
Oh, that's indoors. Okay.
Yes, stand by. I'll make this more obvious. I had a map I got to work with here, so the stairs are the door leading into the guard tower, and there is another one here on the other side.
Okay.
Okay, so I can get to the like. How much movement would it cost me to get to the top of the guard tower?
You looking up, you know the guard tower is at least 30 feet high, and
Yeah,
you have seen the stairs on the inside. You'd probably have to dash in order to get to the top.
yeah. I already used my action, so I can't dash. So I'm gonna use half. Like as I want to get as high up the guard tower as I can.
Okay, you'll see you make it about halfway up the stairs.
Okay.
Okay, Bale, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to move here. I am going to. Yeah, nothing for it. I'm gonna grab Elron if he assents and drag him back through the gate.
Yeah, don't grab me. Kill this one so we don't get attacks of opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I will
It's already
attack.
hurt. You'll kill the shit out of it.
I'll attack the skeleton then with my greatsword.
And I think I go right after you, so I'll just run in.
Yeah, if that's cool. Okay. 24, 13 damage.
That is enough to take it out since it has been weakened by story. You manage to pummel the skeleton into dust along the ground.
I will use the rest of my movement to go back through the gate and take a position, say, right there.
Okay, so you run back inside. As a note, that particular position is where you would need to be to close the gate.
Okay, cool.
Might not want to be there.
So, wait, so...
We
Would
can't.
I
Me
prevent-
and her are still technically at, like, her turn has to go to sure because she's like in the gateway right now too.
Okay. Would I prevent someone from closing the gate by being there, or...
Yeah, you would. The gate cannot be.
Okay.
The gate can't be properly closed unless there's someone that space is available.
Fuck it, I'll go right here then.
Okay. All right, and that will take us to guard's turn. One of the guards is going to go grab the gate, and she is going to. Who's taking damage this fight?
Just story.
I took, I think 5 points.
Yeah, I think Story and Bale. Because
Yeah.
you missed me.
Go ahead and get 4 hit points back as she runs between you and Wilder and puts her hand on your shoulder, and you feel that kind of
I'm-
caress of warmth.
Cool.
And then the guardsmen are looking like they are getting ready, like they're ready to close the gate. They're just waiting for Elrond to get inside. And Elrond, that'll be your action.
And I move here, and pull my bow, point it at the gate, ready in action in case a skelly tries to step in.
And just as you make it inside, the gates are slammed shut.
Sweet.
You can hear the moans and the howls from outside the gate proper. But you breathe heavily, noting that you are inside. Thank God you all made it back inside all right. Come on, we should get out of here. My guardsmen are going to watch the gate for any more travelers.
One thing real quick. We never was said who was the other character there? The other one that wasn't in a guard outfit, or the chick from the fighting
Yeah.
ring.
That's
That was the
Carrion.
guard captain.
That is Carrion. Okay, cool.
I thought he was a dwarf. Is he not a dwarf?
No, he's not a dwarf, he's human.
Okay,
He's
cool.
human.
I look at Carrion because we need to talk. I look over at the I assume cleric, the one that healed me. I say you should come too.
Fair
And then
enough.
I turn back to Carrion. Where's Pittman? He should probably be here for this.
And Pittman's in his mind doing damage control. I'm going to be honest with you. Kind of looks you all over. Let me do an insight check here. Are you all hurt? You all right? Look, let's get you inside. Let's get you warmed up a bit. Get you out of the cold. This weather's hell. Not that. I imagine that hell is probably also full of skeletons. Anyways, to the inn.
To the end. All right, I'm gonna take a quick 1 minute bio break. I'll be right back.
Do we notice if he's like visibly scared or anything like that?
Give me an insight check. Hmm. 21. Oh, I did not mean to hit paste there. Trying to get these tokens at the end. With 21, looking over his demeanor, you notice that he has one hand holding his side, and you can see that there's a bit of stained red cloth there, kind of on his side. He does not have his shield, which he normally has attached to his arm, and you can see that he's holding himself ragged. He does not look scared. He looks hurt. He looks confused, but he's maintaining that kind of false air of authority that you would expect a guard captain to do, where he's still giving orders despite being injured, despite kind of not knowing what's going on. There's a very clear, he doesn't know what's happening here in his eyes.
I look over to him. I'm like, "How did you get that?" Like pointing at his wound. Are you okay?
I'm fine. It's just a scratch. Come on, let's get you guys to the inn.
It's not just a scratch. We got to take care of that before it gets worse.
He won't let me
Should I
look
turn
at it
the
either, to be
story
fair.
I turn to Story and ask if there's anything she could do.
Can I mend it?
Story, you eventually make it to your way to the top of the tower.
Yep.
And you look down,
look
and
there.
you look, and you see all your friends are inside the gate.
Okay, I'll make my way back down.
Easy enough to do.
Actually, you know what? I want to fire one more sling bolt at a skeleton.
Give me an attack roll. What's your armor class?
12.
Oh my god, why?
Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
It's gonna be 2 hits. You have partial cover.
You're gonna just take 2 arrows to the face.
As you kind of look over the ledge and you twirl your sling, right before you release the stone, there is just this volley of arrows that come out of the crowd at you, and you duck behind the cover, and 2 of the arrows sink. One sinks into your shoulder, and one sinks right below your stomach.
Ow. Was that 8 points?
8 points of piercing damage.
I'm on 1 hit point.
Oh my fucking
Damn
god,
it,
dude.
Story.
I'm gonna
That's what you
limp
get for
down.
trying to be a hero.
I was a hero. I'm gonna limp down the guard tower with the arrow sticking out of my stomach and my shoulder, and just cast healing word on myself.
You go ahead and spend a spell slot. Let me go ahead and remove.
There you go.
As soon as Story gets to the bottom and I see the state she is in, can I do a healing check and try to help her?
They're very angry.
She has staunched the bleeding. You cannot provide assistance with a healing check. You need a feat for that.
I still have
Uh,
arrows sticking out of me, but we'll worry about that.
I turn to the one who.
Yeah, like you help her, you see her and you help her pull the arrows out and stuff as you guys are
I
walking toward the
turn.
inn.
I immediately turn to the lady who healed me. Can you do anything for her?
I've got a
Literally healed.
She healed herself, so she's at like half hit points now.
All right.
Yeah, I can. Go ahead and get back 7 hit points. She uses
There
cure
you
wounds.
go.
The DM giveth and the DM taketh away.
You all make your way through the blistering cold and the pouring down snow and sleet that's just pouring down incredibly heavily down on the town. And even then, walking through, you hear the howling of the wind, and being carried on the wind is numerous howls of the undead beyond the walls. But you make your way to the inn. You step inside the warm interior. The only people that are inside the inn are the bartender and the serving girl, who served you on numerous occasions. The fire is still burning in the hearth, although smoke has been dampered down a bit. The interior is still warm and comforting as you all step inside.
I look at the guard captain. I ask, who's still trapped outside the gate?
Well,
Is there anybody who didn't make it inside?
as far as I can tell, the only people that would be outside would be travelers heading towards the town. Anyone who was smart enough to know not to go out during the inclement weather managed to stay inside.
We didn't see anybody on our way back here. Hopefully,
I
there'll be
turned and
nobody
asked
unlucky
him,
enough.
Let's have a seat.
I asked him
Pick
about
a
Peter
table.
specifically, because he lived outside the wall.
Peter, when the you guys are talking as you're walking over to the table.
Yep.
And they'll pull up chairs.
I turn to Carrie, and Pittman should really be here for this. if he has as large a stake in the town as I think he does.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I could get Pittman out of his damn hiding hole, I would.
Listen, I look at him. I look at him really intently. Listen to me. This town is lost. This problem we have, it is only going to get worse as time goes on. We need to get everyone out and towards somewhere more defensible.
The woman turns to you as you're talking. She looks at you. You know something, don't you? We all
I
saw it,
interject.
but you seem to know something.
I say, yeah, I think we know what caused this, and if we had gotten there quicker, we may have been able to prevent it. We encountered a hag on our trip back out to the lake, and it was tampering with some kind of crystal-looking thing that I'm not 100% sure what it was, but when she cast a spell and shattered it, that's when all shit went to hell.
I nod.
We tried to kill her before it, but she got the spell off and shattered the orb, whatever it was.
I sort of pick up where he left off. It looked like she'd been making some kind of preparation for some time. We killed her, but not before she finished some kind of spell. And
I'm going to chime in and say it wasn't just an orb, it was a lodestone for the weave of magic in this area.
as soon as she broke it, fucking skeletons started popping out everywhere. We barely made it out with our lives.
I take out my notebook and I show him a picture of like my scribble or my sketch I made of the dark tear in the sky. I'm like, it made this.
And we saw the scar from town. At least that's what the locals are calling it. It happened in the early hours of the morning. It's the same time that this ritual or whatever it was happened.
I think the best thing for this town to do is to gather everything they can. We try to break out whichever gate is closest to Chore Hall, kill the immediate zombies in the area, and try to head for Fellflame Hold, where we could actually get underground and defensible. The keep seems to be built into the mountainside, if I'm correct, from the maps that I've seen.
That's a long walk, though, isn't it?
It's a long walk through a blizzard. The weather doesn't seem like it's going to be letting up anytime soon.
Blizzard
The
would
town
give us
seems
cover
more
from the
defense.
creatures.
The town seems more defensible than, escorting
It
an
seems
entire town.
defensible from small skeletons, but we don't know if that's the only thing that came out of that hole.
And we have many guardsmen and many people willing to take up arms to protect their homes.
I shake my head. I say, listen, it has been a day and you have this many outside. If we wait, we might not be able to cut our way out. Yes, if we leave now, we're going to lose a few people. But if you try to stay and hold out against this, you will lose the entire town. We have to get somewhere more defensible than this.
Bale, give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Did I give
All
one as
right.
well, since I'm also arguing alongside him for the same thing?
Yeah, I would
Oh,
say
they
you
still
can
have their
roll, but
inspiration
just
die.
straight.
Straight
Holy
persuasion.
shit balls.
You still have your inspiration die.
Oh, yep. I'm going to go ahead and roll that.
Okay, go ahead and roll d6.
So I roll straight persuasion.
3. That's 9. That's not great. Okay, that's much better.
I'm gonna also roll my inspiration die because you gave me one too, and I'm just gonna add on to that.
So let me get this straight. You could have prevented this and you didn't.
I say we tried.
We tried.
We fought the hag. We tried to
She
kill
looks
it.
angry.
She got the spell off.
I look at her. We killed the fucking hag, but not before she completed whatever it was she was doing.
Mercy, calm down. Ugh. I'm gonna go take a walk. I'm gonna make sure the walls together. She exits the inn. Sorry, she's got a temper on her. She's good folk, though. It's wise words in which you speak, but some of the townspeople, a stray arrow would be death for them out there. And if there are as many of these things outside the walls as there appears to be, even if a veritable ocean of them comes for the town, our walls should hold for time. We have supplies and stocks to keep us fed and clothed and warm for at least a month or so.
We
Could you
don't know if
barricade yourselves in the mine if worse came to worse?
If worse came to worse, we could do that.
I shake my head. What if a lich comes? What if something worse?
we don't know what's coming out of that. But the lightning that strikes out of it is rending mountains, literal mountains.
You asked me if I knew
There's
it
got to
was.
be more than skeletons.
Charon turns towards the innkeeper and the serving girl. He says, "Can you give us a few moments?" Aye.
Of course.
I'll grab some drinks from the back. I think we could all use one after today. Come on, girl. And I exit the room. You asked me if I had any idea what caused this or what's happening. A bolt struck nearby. I assume that's where these creatures came from. Just one, though. One of my guardsmen saw it on the when he was on watch before the weather turned sour.
I mean, like I said, we don't know exactly what's coming out. At the source of where that lightning cracked, there could be some kind of lich or evil sorcerer that's summoning these skeletons. And when it decides to act, your walls may mean nothing to it.
But if I send the entire town
That's why
on
I
the
say we
road,
should go now.
if
There's a storm. It would give them cover.
I understand what you're saying, and there is wisdom in your words. Don't get me wrong. He kind of grabs his sight again. We have several guardsmen who are injured. I can't guarantee the safety of everyone in the town. Walking along through a blizzard, mind you, all the way to Chorrol, which is the closest settlement. And yes, they have strong walls, and they have capable people there. We also have capable people here. It's easier to fight from a defensible position than striking out into the unknown. What if we come across this lich, or worse, as we're traveling? Everyone
I
could
nod.
die.
I nod. I say, safer for now, perhaps. Stay, and you will live a while, and more people will survive for a while. But more skeletons will
He
come.
raises up his hand to stop you. Before we talk about the defense of the town, what really happened down there? In the lake.
I speak up and say what happened is what we told you. We encountered a hag. We fought the hag. The hag cast a spell and broke the crystal, and then all this shit happened. We managed to kill it. Literally, as she cast the spell, I came in and I was able to pierce her through the throat with my rapier, but I wasn't able to pierce her before she cast the spell.
So this...
We don't know how long of preparation or extra work she put into it, but I think if we had gone there either way, the spell would have been cast. The jewel would have been broken.
To emphasize Elrond's words, I pull out the bag of shell that we grabbed from the Murrow and plump it down on the table. And
that was collected from 5 of those things.
Charon kind of rubs his eyes for a bit. Okay. What are your plans? What are you all doing?
I think our plan...
yeah, you go ahead.
Just from what Story said, that this is like an anchor for this area, I would think we'd need to try to make a new one. So I would head to find Claudius, the best spellcaster I've met, see if he might have a way to create a new one.
The merchant who was in town before.
I've heard rumors of the man. I can't say I've seen him myself. I'm not usually free during the nights. Well, where'd you say he was headed then?
Fellflame.
Fellflame.
If you're headed to Fellflame Hole, I definitely recommend going through Chorrol. They've got a ferry that runs to Fellflame Hole. Small docks on the lake there.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the area, but I do have a small map, and that was my assumption from the proximity.
Chorrol is still
we couldn't
4 days away on a good day. If the weather keeps up like this, stays blizzarding, could be a week or two before you guys get out there. But if you can make haste and you can get there fast enough, perhaps you can send back help for us. Again, I've got as much as I'm on board with your idea of abandoning the town and leaving now. We've got too many old people and children.
Does Chorhole or Fellflame have an army or a garrison of some kind that they could send soldiers to try to reinforce this town?
Now, Fellflame's got an army for sure. They're part of the Dwarven regime. They also have tunnels that run all the way to the Frostforge through the mountains.
Could they connect to your mine?
No, they do not. We're just a small mining outpost out here, as you all know. But if you're planning on heading to Chorl, I guess we have a problem. How the hell are you going to get outside the gates? Barely got you in.
We cut our way in easily enough. We'll cut our way out the same way.
You don't have a gate to hide behind once you get through the gate, though. They're all out there.
Is there anywhere in this town that we could get our hands on horses?
There's a few, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure those horses are probably dead by now.
I look at him. Could you spare any weapons or armor? We can pay, but likely not full price. Not with the amount that we have.
I mean, what I can spare... Sure, I've got weapons and armor, but you all look properly armed and... I don't have anything special, if that's what you mean.
I wouldn't be needing anything special, just a few odds and ends.
Yeah,
I perk up with a bit of a smirk. I'm like, is it all right if we acquire some goods from Carl's affairs? He had some pretty good maps that might take us to Felflame Hold more quickly.
His house is on the outside of the walls.
Yeah.
I thought his house was on the inside.
It is
Negative. It was across from the Tanners, which is outside the walls.
Damn it.
Guys. What about, we did that thing where we put the fire crystal in the pot of water and it just exploded. What if we just dropped a bunch of those over the walls?
Into the snow.
On that note, too, just in general, do you think your guardsmen could go perhaps to the south? Or let me bring up.
Charon interrupts you. Elron. What was that?
Yeah, we lit a fire crystal, and we just kind of wanted to know what it did. If you put it in a bunch of water, so we had a pot full of snow, and we lit the fire crystal and dropped it in the snow, and it boiled all the water and a bubble.
Hell! Aye! Come back in! What the hell do you want? Do you want the vessel reserves? No. How many fire crystals do you have back there? Maybe a bucket's worth? Go to the warehouses, get as many as you can get. I can get you guys out of town, if that works for you. It'd be one hell of a distraction. Might even kill some of them.
Yeah, if you could do that at the north gate, then hopefully they vacate the south gate, we could slip right out the south gate and that would get us on the road to Chorhole.
What an excellent idea. At the very least, we could at least move within the
I look at
mount.
him one more time. Carrion, I'm telling you, if we leave you here, I'm afraid you won't be here when we come back.
Like hell.
How long can you hold out in the mine?
Can I check to see if his wounds are infected? Because he's been standing here for a while.
He's sitting.
He's got it all covered up.
He's sitting on a chair, but you can make a medicine check to see how bad it really is.
Did he say exactly how long they would be able to hold out in the mine, if worse came to worse?
Yeah, how much food do they have?
He'll answer you here in a second. I'm doing Weller's check first.
No, you're good.
Looking at his demeanor, he looks pretty fucking hurt. You're surprised that he was able to help wrench open the gate. If you were to take a guess, you think that he might have gotten crit by an arrow.
Oof.
It's not life threatening, but you're surprised he's still walking around okay.
And it's not bandaged or anything.
No, it's
bandaged.
bandaged. You can see it soaking through the bandage. But just judging by his demeanor and the way that he's occasionally clenching his jaw and stuff, you can tell he's really fucking hurting.
Can I apply self-aid buddy care?
It's already past that point.
Oh, okay.
That's been done. That's what the bandages are.
He also refused healing magic from the cleric, so I assume he would refuse it from me as well.
I gotta use my CBT somehow.
I got you.
All right.
With the supplies that are in the warehouses, the frozen meats we would normally send over to Chorrel and Fellflame, we could probably survive in the entire town, for maybe 2 months at most. If we retreated back into the mines, we might be able to ration ourselves a little longer.
How many children?
About. He pauses for a moment and starts counting on his hands. 14, I believe.
Fuck.
14 under the age of 7.
Oh my god.
2 newborns that came last spring.
So that's just it then. We got 2 months to fix this.
At the very least, you could send word that things are fucked. Although, I'm pretty sure they know. I mean, you can probably see that fucking scar in the sky from fucking guiding light. Maybe not that far.
Pittman, I haven't met him yet. Is he a dwarf?
Yeah.
Does he have any pull in Fellflame?
I'm sure he's got pull. He's got coin.
Tell him to send a letter and as much coin as he's willing to send with us to Fellflame to persuade them to send a force there.
Oh, no. He ain't gonna send no fucking coin. He might write a note to send with you, but he ain't gonna send no fucking coin.
Anything we can get to make them send something to get you people out of here.
I'll try to persuade him. If he'll listen to me through the door. As soon as he heard there were fucking undead creatures attacking the fucking town, he held himself up inside of his fucking office.
I look at him again. Listen, Carrion. 14 children. We killed a dozen of the bastards, just the 4 of us getting in here. We can get these people out, as many of them as we can. But if you stay here, nothing is guaranteed.
I really don't think it's a better option to take all these people on the road. There's so many, we couldn't guard them all.
Yeah.
There's at least 200 citizens
Like,
of the town.
This is, and there's what, maybe 30 guards, 20 guards.
I've got 15 good men at my disposal. We can watch the wall, but that's about all we can do.
Holy shit. Alright. We'll send help as quickly as we can.
Alright.
If you would point me towards your armory.
Yeah, come with me. The rest of you, I suggest getting a good meal. He kind of gestures at the bartender. Yeah. I'll get him. Don't worry.
What time is it? Like, are we gonna rest and then do the trap?
Give me a survival check.
Morning. That.
Down at the bottom.
Click it. There we go. Nat 20.
Even though it is almost pitch black outside from the encroaching blizzard, and you guys walked for hours and hours and hours and hours, with your keen senses of survival, you know that it is still late afternoon.
Like 3-ish.
I'd say like 3, 4-ish, yeah. You guys made
Probably
surprisingly
not the
good
best
time.
time to jump on the road to Chorhol. We probably want to do it in the morning still, so we just supply up, come back to the inn, recollect all our shit at the end, and get ready to bounce.
Alright.
And then do it tomorrow morning, so we get one more long rest too, probably.
Make sure we have.
What we get then, and then we
Make
will
sure we have
bail.
rations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
So I guess I will run over to the general store real quick, because I need to buy more rations and stuff.
As he goes, I tell him pick me up a few rations if you would, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also at the general store.
As you guys are beginning to walk toward the door, Charon kind of stops Elrond and says, I'll take care of that stuff for you. You guys are heading to Chorrel, right? You need about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it. But,
You should let me take care of you, and I'll gesture to his side.
Fine. Thank you. Save it for somebody who might need it later today.
I spit on the floor. Carrion, there's no room for pride in this game, my friend. Let her heal you, or you'll be or you'll be dead, and a less competent man will be in charge of protecting these people.
Give me a persuasion check.
All right.
Am I assisting?
Sure. With
Fuck yeah.
advantage.
12. All right.
He pauses. He looks down at his wound. He gestures at Story. Whatever you're gonna do, do it.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word at level 1.
Okay. You get about 5 hit points.
Yep.
You watch as he kind of straightens himself out a bit. It helps a bit. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He still seems pretty hurt, but it helped.
Good
These
shit.
people are counting on you. You need to be in your best shape.
Well, hopefully you can do that a few more times today, because I'm going to have some guardsmen coming in here hurt, trying to watch the road for travelers.
I can help some more. Yes.
I'll send them to you if they need help.
Yeah. We are gonna get a long rest before we leave again, so we'll get everything replenished.
Might as well spend everything, yeah.
Okay, so Bale is going with Carrie, and what are the rest of you doing?
Since I'm going to be waiting here for injured guards, I'm going to hand over money to Elrond to buy me. Oh, I guess he doesn't need. We don't need rations, so I guess I'll just wait
Could
for
I-
guards.
Could I ask Carrion if they have any kind of longbows? Because the blacksmith nor the general
Just
store have
come
longbows.
with.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them then, because I need at least, even if it's a basic ass one, I want a freaking longbow.
Can I grab a bottle of alcohol from the bar and go with Bale?
Yeah, you guys can stay. Story you're saying here?
Yeah, Since he said he was going to send injured people my way, I'm going to wait for them.
Okay. All right, so I will deal with Elrond, Bale, and Wilder first.
How
We'll come
many
back to you.
rations should we add?
We'll
deal with that in a
we'll
while.
get to that.
Okay.
So, the four of you make your way to a small nondescript building outside of one of the guard towers to the southern gate, and Carrion pulls a key off of his belt and slides it in the lock, and you hear like several sets of clicks. And then he opens up the door, and inside you see stacked up along the walls. You see numerous spears, long swords, a couple of longbows, several crossbows, racks of bolts that are set there, several quivers full of arrows. Just like there's a lot of shit in here. So what are you guys looking for? Take your pick.
A longbow and some more arrows.
You can easily enough grab a longbow and a quiver of arrows.
Anything cobalt?
Nah, for afraid not. Most of it's just standard stock and steel.
How many
What
on
about
a
the
quiver?
blacksmith?
30?
I mean, he might have something, but I don't know. I'm assuming you're looking for silvered cobalt.
Yep.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to find something in Chorrel or Felflame for that.
What about armor? Any scale shirts? Any chain shirts? Anything like that?
I mean, I've got chain shirts. I've got some separate spare things of chainmail and scale mail, as long as you don't mind looking like a guardsman.
Scale mail would work perfect. Javelins.
Yeah, he's got javelins. There's javelins there for sure.
All right. Can I take like a half dozen?
Yeah, you can grab 6.
How many arrows are in a quiver?
20.
Is the longbow a D6 or a D8?
It's a D8.
All right. That's pretty much all I need. I'm gonna go and check with the blacksmith real quick, see if he has anything cobalt at all
All right,
in
I'll stop.
terms of melee.
I'm gonna stop by the Ant Needle and see if I'm getting you guys some rations for the road, whatever we can spare. Of course, I can't eat too far into the town stocks, but we'll send you with something.
I nod emphatically. You're gonna need all you can. 2 weeks there, 2 weeks back. If we can rally someone to send immediately.
We can get rations for the way back at the other place.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about I'm saying they need all the food they can get. They need at least a month's worth of food for us to get there, and then forced to come back.
All right, so you separate off, and I assume the 3 of you go to the blacksmith.
Correct.
Yeah.
You step inside. You don't hear any clanging. Instead, you see the blacksmith kind of sitting behind the counter. He's kind of his hand on his chin, kind of staring at you as you come in. Ah, customers. Great.
Silvered cobalt. What do you have?
Kind of looks up at you. Me? I ain't got shit like that. To be honest with you, most of the crap I've got here is just shit that people commissioned or stuff for the guards. Why?
Might be needing it at some point very soon. The skeletons fall to regular steel easily enough, but there are other things.
I'll tell you what. I don't have anything like that here. Mainly because no one's asked for it. I got the bars. It's going to take me too long to be able to make anything for you. You guys look like you're in a hurry.
We'll be leaving at first light.
He kind of gets off of his stool, walks over towards the back, disappears behind the back. And you see his head pop back around the corner. Well, come on. I'm not picking these fucking things up.
I go and help him out.
Yep, me too.
You round the corner into the forge. The forge fire is burning small embers now. You see a large barrel for quenching finished weaponry. And you look on the shelves, and there's all bars of different colors and shapes and sizes, from brass to bronze to steel ingots. And he reaches up and he kind of says, "That one right there, go ahead and pull it off the shelf." There's a small box there.
Alright, I lift the small box off the shelf.
It's pretty fucking heavy.
Yeah, I assume.
You almost drop it. And, you take it and you set it down with a thud on the table. And he walks over to you and he pops open the top of the box. And inside you can see there are 10 ingots of this kind of bluish, reflective metal inside. It's almost like a sky blue color. He says, what kind of thing are you trying to forge here?
A maul, a great axe, a great sword, maybe a warhammer.
Something big to fuck up the dead, and got it. He says, alright, go ahead and grab 7 of these, put them in your bag. You're gonna need to bribe the smith with at least one of them to make your fucking weapon.
Good.
Alright, now listen very carefully. Where are you going?
Chorl first, then Fell Flame, most likely.
Alright, look. There's this little firebrand. Lives over in Chorl. Alright, are you listening?
Of course.
Her name is Carla. You're going to be looking for a place called the Anvil when you get there. Small little shop, tucked away in the corner. Ask around. Somebody will be able to point you to the right direction. When you find it, you ask her real nice to make the sword for you, and she'll have it done in like 2 days. She's fucking master smith. I can't even forge the shit she forges. Alright? And tell her you can't. Tell her you stop by here. Tell her you talk to me. Tell her this stuff's from me. She might actually help you out. She might still charge you, but she'll make it for you. But just don't piss her off. If you catch her on a bad day, maybe come back the next day.
I nod. I'm indebted to you.
I ask, look at him and say, do you have any grappling hooks? Doesn't need to be elaborate 4-prong or anything, just a simple 1 or 2.
I got some stuff like that. Yeah, sure. Get some adventurers come by every once in a while, kind of like you folks. And asked for some shit like that, so I forged some a while back. He kind of walks back around to the front of the room. Well, come on.
I'm right on his ass. Following him.
He's talking to Bale, who's like taking these like fucking heavy ass bars and putting them into his fucking bag. The box itself, like when you start pulling them out, you notice there's more underneath. So like most of the heft to them was like it's full, like the box is full.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and write 7 silver cobalt ingots.
Ingots, yeah.
And when we ran the corner back into the main room, with the barrels full of just random fucking mishmash shit all over the fucking walls. He eventually walks over to a thing and grabs like 2 grappling hooks that aren't on ropes, and he kind of sets them on the counter. There you are, grappling hooks.
Is there any difference between the 2?
No, they're pretty similar.
I'll take one. How much?
Looks at the two of you. How much gold you got?
How much gold I got? That's a little loaded question.
I laugh at him. Is this really a time to be bargaining, friend? We're trying to go get a force of soldiers to get your people out of here.
He just smiles at you. And when you get back with that force of soldiers, this gold will do me some mighty good.
I nod. All right. Tell us straight. How much for the grappling hooks?
Ah, fucking silvers. I'm not worried about those. I'm worried about the bars.
So I'm looking to get a maul made here. How about 10 gold?
He looks at you. 10 gold? Really? That's all you got?
Come back at me. We're negotiating here. Come on, give me a counter offer.
I want to know how much gold you got.
Oh my god.
How about 18 gold?
Is it your money or his money?
It doesn't matter.
I'm throwing 8 on top of his 10.
That's all you folks got?
Say, listen, motherfucker, are you trying to rob us blind when we're trying to save your fucking town here?
Give me an insight check.
Could I do a persuasion check on him?
Give me an insight check.
Insight?
Me or him, or both?
Both you can roll insight. I think you both have realized there's something up. Elrod, you're trying to fucking haggle, and this guy is just not fucking relenting. Bale, he's fucking with you.
God damn it.
How much gold you got?
I facepalm. Enough to buy a meal, not enough to, I got some gold. What do you want here?
Look,
what are we doing?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Carlos, she's gonna charge you like 20 gold for the commission. You better have 20 gold when you fucking show up there. All right?
I'll have it.
Get the fuck out of my shop. Take your shit and get out of my shop. By the way, an army better fucking come back when you guys get here.
Yep, I nod.
Fucking elves, man.
Where is Carrion? Is he still back at the guard station or what?
He went over to the general store.
Okay, cool. I go over to the general store.
As you step in, the small gnome woman behind the counter is sitting there packaging small boxes of rations into a sack. He kind of turns and looks at you. How'd things go with Grumpy Pants over there?
We got what we needed.
That's good. All right, so you got food, you got weapons, you got whatever the fuck you picked up over there. Anything else I can do for you folks? Also, I swear to God, I swear to the gods and the heavens above, and to Tenebrius, and to Luna, and to Priscilla, and fucking all those fucking gods, if you fucking leave and don't go to fucking Chorrol, I will find you and I will fucking murder the shit out of you folks.
I would expect nothing less.
Can I see if he actually means that?
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check. he could just be fucking with you, but like he seems pretty serious.
Get that one.
It could go either way.
I look him dead in the eyes. Carrion, you've been good to us. This town's been good to us. I'll be coming back here with an army or without. You have my word.
Good enough. He turns to the shopkeeper. Thank you. He grabs the bag and he fucking tosses it over to you. Should be enough to get you. That should be enough to get you guys to Chorrol, even if you lose a few days from the weather.
We better go have that talk with Pittman now.
Yeah. Do you all want to come? It's gonna make things complicated.
I'm just gonna go back to the inn and maybe play around with Story's Jump while she heals people, because I'm bored.
Alright, if you see any of my guardsmen, well, fuck, the inn's right there. Never mind, fuck it, I'll tell them.
I go with them, but can I grab a bucket of water from like outside the inn? I'm assuming there's like a well or something.
Yeah, easy enough to do. There's buckets at the well.
Okay, I go with them and I grab a bucket of water.
Sure, easy enough to do. So the three of you now, since Elrond is returning to the inn, let me move him out of the inn. so we're clear where everybody is at. Wilder, are you going with Elrond, or are you going with...
I'm going with Bale,
Bale,
and the
okay.
guard captain.
Okay. So the three of you make your way back toward the mine entrance, and the door is unlocked as you step into the main interior you saw before. Okay, thank you for that note. I will make a note of that. As you step into the mine interior, there's 7 or 8 people sitting inside in the break room, which does not appear to look like a bar. There are tables that are set up, and what was a makeshift bar when you guys were here last time is pushed up against a corner of the room, and is just a table. You make your way through there. Kieran kind of waves off the guardsman who's there, as you all make your way towards the outside of Pittman's office, a familiar location for none of you. You step in front of the door, and Kieran... A few moments pass. He bangs on the door. Pittman! God damn it! I know you're still alive in there. What do you want? Carrion gestures to you. Tell him your piece.
I set the bucket of water down at the base of the door.
We're headed out of town. We're headed out of town to try and get you people some help. We just arrived. I hear you have connections in Fellflame that could prove useful in getting this town some help.
What of it?
Anything we could use, any information you have, anyone you know we could talk to, anywhere. We need to get people back here as quickly as possible to try and save this village.
Hold on. Long pause. 2 minutes go by. 2 minutes go by. Well, I suppose he's doing something. Usually tells me to fuck off. So, he must have been pretty persuasive. 5 minutes go by.
I pound on the door. Hey, buddy, you still in there?
Random question.
Yeah,
Would Pittman be aware of Bale, since he's kind of famous in this town after the fights?
possibly.
We'll find out.
I go to open the door.
The door is securely locked, with what appears to be a fresh, brand new lock on it. Like it's shiny still.
I put a hand on Wilder's shoulder. No rush, friend. We're not leaving till first light, remember?
A few more minutes pass by.
I look. Is it just a simple wooden door?
It is a very thick, heavy wooden door by your
Wilder,
okay.
no.
After a few more moments pass by, eventually you hear, "Pah!" And you see a small slip of paper slide under the door.
I pick it up.
Go ahead and give that to Duke Kiss My Ass.
Can I do a history check on Duke Kiss My Ass?
Sure, give me a history check. So the leader of Chorl's name is Duke Kismus. Duke Ronald Kismus.
So, glancing over at the paper, seeing Duke Kiss My Ass, I'm like, Duke Kismus. I see you know him well.
So as you glance down through the note, it appears to be a official letter requesting military support for the town, and it is a very brief explanation that there are undead at the city gates, following the massive tear that appeared in the sky, the scar, as he describes it in the letter. And it is officially sealed and has a wax seal at the bottom of the letter with Shit, what the fuck is Pittman's first name? It's something Pittman. I don't want to look through my notes right now.
That's cool.
At the bottom, and it's a in the wax seal itself is a mining pick shattering what appears to be a crystal.
What does it say? What does the note say? Or is it sealed?
It's not sealed. It's a general overview of the situation and an official request for military support.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool. I hand it over to Wilder for his safekeeping. He's generally better with like books and like paper than I am.
I smirk, chuckling, and I say, "Duke kicks my ass," and I put it away.
I shout one more time to the door. A little bit of bribe money wouldn't go amiss.
Fuck off.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Have a nice day.
Well, he says the same thing to me. He must like you.
With that note of him saying "fuck off," the door is closed, right?
It is closed. Yes.
I take a fire crystal and ignite it.
Oh my god.
I
Stop him.
am watching him very, very closely, and I am holding an action in case he tries to do something stupid.
And I just set it next to the bucket of water.
Sitting there crackling on the stone, unheated, stone-hued floor. Just sitting there crackling next to the wooden bucket full of freezing cold water.
Mm-hmm.
I kick the bucket of water over
No,
onto the fire crystal.
I immediately dive on it like a grenade, and I throw the crystal back down the hall.
It just scatters and skids across the floor. There's this cacophony outside of his office. We should probably go before he...
Yep. I grapple Wilder and drag him bodily towards the exit.
Fucking
Or I
Wilder.
attempt to grapple her, yeah.
How is that a good idea?
Oh my god.
Alright.
I take a swig of the alcohol, and we leave.
Okay.
The magic made you all unruly.
On your way back to the inn, Carrion stops and explains to a few guardmen that if anyone, gets injured, he makes a few stops on the way back. But as he gets back to the inn, he pauses and does not step inside. Instead, he says to the two of you, I gotta return to the wall and see everything that's happening, but don't worry, I'm not gonna stick my head out anymore, at least not till I'm healed. Just stop by the south gate. I'll try to be over there in the morning.
I put my hand on his shoulder. Get as much food as you can into the mines, and do not hesitate to hole up in there if you have to.
Don't worry, we'll just barricade Pittman's door and slide food under it for him. I don't think he's gonna argue much.
I nod. Alright. See you in the morning.
I motion to him as he's leaving. I'm like, if he gives you any trouble, I do a motion of dropping something. I'm like, you know what to do.
For sure. It was a good idea. I think, I wonder if I could bust open that little stupid lock with that. He says, mumbling to himself as he steps back out into the blizzard. Story, you had a nice meal of roast sausages and carrots and potatoes that were all stewed in beef broth and just rich, buttery biscuits.
As I return to the inn too, I give my short bow to Story since I now have my long bow.
I'll take it and be like, I'm not very practiced with this, but I'll try.
And I say, I'll teach you if you need to learn.
After a while of the two of you eating food, the other two re-emerge back into the inn, sans Carrion.
I kind of mumble over there. I'm like, you should have just let me do it. I don't know why you stopped me.
I shake my head. We do not need to be burning bridges at this point in time, friend.
I wasn't trying to burn a bridge, just a door.
Yep.
I mean, worst case scenario, that probably would have just really scared him, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would have burnt the door.
He would have
but
just
he had it
locked the
coming.
door harder. Anyway.
Oh, how do I add range to the longbow?
I'll do it
What
after.
do I
I'll do it
do
after
for
the
that?
game. I'll set up your weapon after the game.
But I might be using it before the game.
Let me worry about the range. Don't worry about that. But I'll fix it after the game. But you all return back into the inn. Food is prepared for the two of you that came in the remainder. Is there anything else you all would like to do for your evening?
I would like to do some stuff after the sun is gone and it's nighttime.
It's almost there.
I'm gonna wait up as long as I can before I need to go to bed, just in case someone needs healing. So I'm gonna stay up as late as I can before I know I need to rest to head out in the morning.
Okay. So you're sitting in the common room. I assume you're playing your lute and just like sitting there tuning it and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Waller, Bale?
I'm gonna go to
Um,
sleep.
I'm gonna go up to our room and I'm gonna go. What was it? I'm gonna go weapon bond because I don't think I did that yet.
Yeah, you can. You sit in your bed holding. I'm assuming the mace.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it with the giant's mace.
Yeah. You sit and you slowly trace the sigil of the rune into your weapon. Over and over and over, you continuously draw this sigil that you've read about in books. And how to bond a weapon to you, to bring its essence into you. And eventually, when you finish the hour's concentration on it, you eventually, as you trace the sigil, it stays on the weapon. And you watch as it kind of glows faintly for a moment and then fades. And you feel the bond completes.
So is his weapons like kept in a little pocket universe now?
No.
And they teleport to him.
Oh. I thought you had like a storage space for him.
No. I just magically bond between myself and a weapon.
So but you are also retiring to your room then.
Correct.
Okay. So Elron, are you going to your room first, or are you hanging out in the common room until everyone's gone to bed?
Does my room have a window?
You're staying with Bale, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, it has a window.
I'll go to my room then.
Sure. You step inside your room. Are you trying to be quiet? To not rouse Bale, who is sleeping on the bed?
If Bale's asleep, I'll like try not to actively wake him, but I'm also like not really necessarily worried of Bale knowing that I left or not.
I got you. Yeah. When you retire, Sori is still sitting there just messing with her lute. Like, she doesn't look like she's going to bed anytime soon.
And I hop out the window.
Okay, you pull open the window and feel the cold breeze on your face as you then hop out into the snow outside and close the window behind you. What would you like to do?
And I make over to the like the warehouse that we went to our first day in this town.
Oh boy, let me look at my notes. All right. I believe I have that gentleman's name written down somewhere.
Cool, because I forgot to, so I could add it.
Do not see it in my notes.
Bronzebellow.
Thank you, Miriam Bronzebellow.
What's his first name?
Miron. Miron. So you step and you skirt around the town, the blizzard still raging around outside, covering any footprints that you might leave behind in the snow. But you make your way over to the warehouse, which looks to be locked up tight for the evening.
So I'd like to do a quick, like, investigation/perception check of the area.
Sure, go ahead and give me an investigation check with advantage. Because you have been here before and you have investigated here before. Walking around the perimeter, it doesn't look like anyone's keeping guard, at least not outside the warehouse. But you do remember seeing windows toward the top of the building, maybe 20 feet up. And as you kind of walk around and glance around, you do see the same windows. They are closed, but you do see the same, like, kind of windows. And you can tell from the angle that you're standing at, that they do open outward.
Is there any kind of like overhang for the window? Like
Yeah, there's a small like overhang there.
so would there be like I'm picturing like a sheet that would be the roof that comes down kind of at an angle, and then like a bar that goes from each corner to the wall to anchor it.
Yeah.
So can I try to grappling hook one of those anchors and then go up the wall?
Sure. Let's call this a dexterity check to see if you can sink the grappling hook.
Flat dexterity.
Flat dexterity.
Cool. Normal. Let me take off advantage. Oof.
Okay. You throw the grappling hook up, and you were not accounting for the wind. Luckily, the grappling hook does not smash through the window. You just miss.
Can I give it one more try?
Certainly. You wind up the rope, this time accounting for the wind. You toss it up, and with a satisfying clink, it connects to the bar. And you tug on the rope, and it seems solid.
So I, as quietly as I can, like, kind of like walk up the wall while holding the rope.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check. Easy enough to do. You scale the wall effortlessly and make your way up towards the window proper.
And I check the lock to see if it needs to be picked or if it can just be opened.
As you look at the window, there doesn't appear to be a locking mechanism, not one that you can see.
So I very gingerly try to open the window just enough to like slip through it.
Sure. Easy enough to do. Quietly and silently in the night, you pry the window open, slip inside, and then step on a shelf that is positioned just it's like one of those like large warehouse shelves, and you're essentially stepping onto the top shelf of the large warehouse shelves.
And then I close the window behind me.
As you close the window, you glance around the room with your passive perception, and you do notice there is a young woman sitting reading a book on the opposite side of the warehouse, near where your prize lies. She's got a single candle flickering lightly as she just sits there and turns her page in her book, none the wiser of your presence.
Okay, could you paint me a picture a little bit of exactly what I'm looking at here for the layout?
Sure. I do not have a map for this, so I apologize if I just blinded any of you. Give me one moment. So if this... I don't want yellow. Different color, please. Thank you. So if this is like the warehouse, you grab your token. Where the fuck did we move your token when you stepped out the window? Over there.
Put it toward like outside, yeah.
Got it. Copy. Paste. Let me just grab a generic character for this. I should have been prepared for this because I knew you were going to do this. Let me just copy. Paste. So you get different color for the shelves. And this is the small table in the corner. And there are a bunch of boxes lined up here. Kind of stacked on top of one of another. And this is the front doors that open, those large doors. And then the window you came through is here. These are the large warehouse windows in the back. There you go. This is kind of what you're looking at.
Okay. And where is the spyglass? Did I see it?
It is on. You know, the last time you saw it was on this table in the corner.
Which direction is she currently facing?
She is sitting on a chair facing towards the doors.
Towards over this direction?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you, right now, you are about 20 feet off the ground.
Is this shelf of equal height?
Yes. There are things
I'm
that are
gonna-
kind of like there are large boxes and things that are on that shelf, but it is about equal height to where you're standing at the moment.
I'm going to try to stealthily hop over onto this shelf real quick.
Okay, give me a stealth check. But you don't need to roll acrobatics because of your second story work.
Normal, so just regular stealth and get out of spells.
Okay. You quietly and silently hop over to the other shelf, kind of moving around the boxes and very carefully keeping an eye on her. She does not appear to react to your movements.
Okay, and from this vantage point, can I see, like, actually physically see the spyglass yet?
Not yet. There are the large stack of boxes that are in your way.
And these doors, these are the ones that go outside?
Yes, those are the front doors.
And these are both windows?
Yes, those are there are two windows. The one you came in is the one directly behind you, and the other one is on the other side.
Where is the door that would go to, like, the other part of this? Because wasn't there, like, house attached to this or whatever? Like, she was in, like, a back room last time we came here.
She was in a different building. There is a adjacent building to this one. You cannot see it, but you would know where it is because you did walk around the outside. It is like over here.
So
It
she
goes
would
off
probably
the
have.
map.
So she came in from the main doors, and she came.
Yeah, there's only the main double doors that lead into the warehouse.
So I'm just gonna slowly, quietly, like, probably even prone, creep along this thing until I can try to get. Probably have to stop about halfway, see if I can get eyes on the spyglass.
And so you have to move a little bit further to be able to get eyes on it.
Just slowly creep a little bit further ahead.
You can see it on the edge of the table closest to you, sitting there just kind of in these two little, like, fancy hooks.
So it's like right here.
Mm-hmm.
What was this yellow box?
That was me trying to draw and not drawing something there.
Okay. Let me see. When I cast Minor Illusion, does it have to be fully within sight where I am?
It has to be within 30 feet. It does not say in the description that you have to be able to see where you're casting it. It just says within range. The fucking peanut gallery over there.
I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion and make a little mouse over here. Right, hold on, let me put my ping. Right here. And I want the mouse to kind of scurry with inner view and, like, make little mouse noises.
Okay, as a note, minor illusion creates a static object.
So can I make it like?
You can make sounds, or you can have a solid. You can create an object in the space, but it cannot move. It cannot be animate. It does not. If you create an image, it does not create sound, light, smell, or any other sensory effects.
Can I make the sound come out from the other? It doesn't come from me, right? I can make.
No, it originates from wherever you're pinging within 30 feet of you.
Okay, so. I want to cast the sound of, like, mice and rat noises over in between these shelves over here.
Okay.
See if she notices.
So you You reach at your wrist and you touch the small bit of fleece you keep there, just so you can cast the spell. And you rub it in your hands, and with your other hand, you kind of make a smoothing motion between your arms, and the sounds of small squeaks begin to originate from the far side of the shelf. And you see her kind of perk up and like look around, and she stands up from her chair, and she walks over towards it. Not at a hurried pace, but just like at a moderate pace, curious to know. You kind of see her like looking around in the boxes, trying to figure out where the sound's coming from.
Real quick, how much space is in between these boxes and the shelf? Can
It's
a
a
human act physically fit in between?
I would say that the boxes that are stacked on top are definitely like you might be able to fit like in between the shelf and the boxes, but like the shelves are open. So if there's like something big on the shelf that would obscure you, you would be obscured. The only reason that you're obscured right now is because you have a height advantage, because you're pretty high up.
Okay. So, well, this kind of looks like a pyramid, right? So is this box lower than this
Yes,
box?
like
and then lower than
you
this
could like
box?
hop down onto that first box and then hop down progressively. It's like a 5 foot drop, like each like stack of boxes. But you could theoretically walk down and quietly
I'm
go
gonna
down the
try to
boxes.
hop down, and like peek around that corner real quick and see where she's at.
Okay, so when you get to there, she's over here, and you can see like she's looking this way, like looking at the shelves, and you actually watch as she disappears behind some large crates that are on the shelves, kind of looking. You can tell she's looking, trying to figure out where the fuck this noise is coming from.
Can I cast? I can. It's just a cantrip, right? So I can continue. I can cast this again, right?
Yeah.
Duration, yeah. So I'm gonna cast.
Yeah, the sound you're making lasts
30
for a
feet.
full minute and up to 30 feet away. From you. Start your pointer from you. You have to start it from your cell.
So it'd be one more back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be. I'm gonna try to cast it like right here, so it almost appears like it's under the shelf, a little bit further away from her.
Okay. Are
And
you
then as soon as I
when
cast it,
when you cast
I'm-
this? Are you going to dismiss the other one?
Yes, I'm gonna dismiss
Okay.
the original sound and cast it again, more like they were right here.
And
But
then
then when she
move.
got up
Okay,
and moved,
I
they
got
went
you.
and tried to hide under the shelf right here.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check with advantage at like right after you do this.
So I cast the spell and then advantage. Stealth check.
Okay. You can hear her moving about. You do not have eyes on her, but she sounds like she's moving further away from you.
I hop down, I grab the spyglass, and I try to hop on this box, back onto this box, and back onto the
Okay.
shelf.
When you go to
And then, like,
hop back on the second box, give me an acrobatics check as a
Right
different
here.
box slips off from above you and starts to fall. Let me see if you can catch it. You watch as the box falls almost in slow motion, and you reach your hand out, one hand grabbing the shelf, about to pull yourself up, and you grab the box just before it hits the ground. And you wait, and all you can hear is the squeaking. And you can hear her going, "Where in the world is that coming from?" And then you slowly put the box back and climb back up on top of the shelf.
And I stealthily move towards the end of the shelf, and then try to like just slowly raise my head a little bit, see if I can get like a bearings of where she is in the room.
That's where she is now.
Okay, so let's see.
She's not looking at you. She's still looking at the shelf that the noise is coming from. You can see you just saw her like drop down as if she's like trying to look underneath it.
I'm gonna cast it again back. I'm gonna dismiss that and cast it again over here. Basically in the original position it was. Like when she went around the shelf, they popped back through the shelf, back into this alley on this side.
Okay, 1 second. She gets an investigation check. What's your spell save DC? It's at the top of your
Where do I
spell
look
sheet.
at that? Elrond, character sheet. I'm so blind. Is it under spells?
It's
Yep.
it's on your spell sheet. It's at the very top.
Top middle box.
Spell save DC. It says 0.
Let me fix that, because it should not be. I believe you cast that as a wizard. There we go. It's 12. Okay. So you watch as she jerks up, and she's not looking at the source of the noise anymore. Now she's looking around the warehouse. She has realized that this is not coming from an animal. This is coming from something else.
She's still on that same location.
Yeah, she has not moved yet.
I'm gonna hop onto this shelf as stealthily as I can, and as soon as I land, go back to prone and lay down.
Give me a
So I'm
stealth.
still like 20 feet above her,
Yeah,
right?
give me another stealth check, because now she is actively looking for you.
Normal this time, right?
Yeah.
Keep scrolling back and forth. I made my thing too small.
You step on the shelf and you drop prone, and you hear her walking towards the shelf you're on. She has not made you yet, but she might soon. What would you like to do?
Let's see.
The window is about another 5 feet up, so you're gonna have to like stand up to open the window. But you do see numerous boxes and like large crates that are next to you.
Boxes and large crates.
Yeah.
Like where?
Like they're. Let me give you a more detailed thing. Like there's a pretty large box here. Right in the middle of this shelf, there's a pretty like long, skinny box that you can't really hide behind. You're kind of like laying on top of it right now. Isn't there a large box like here? There's an even bigger crate that goes up maybe like 5 feet here, and then like that's all you can really see from this angle.
Let's see. Huh. Can I try to cast? Let me see here.
As you're sitting there thinking, you hear her voice very faintly. She says, "I'm gonna go get that ladder."
Can I, as soon as she said that, peek up and kind of look which direction she's walking to get the ladder?
She is now here. Her back's to you.
Alright, so I'm going to try to cast Minor Illusion again to try to make the noise of somebody picking the lock of this window down here. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to try to pick the lock of this one up here. We'll just open the latch of this one up here and swing out.
They're not latched and they're not locked. So
Well, yeah, I want to. Well, it's a window, so it closes. So I imagine there's some kind of like mechanism that you.
It's the gravity of the window that's holding it shut.
Oh, that's it. You just got to push it open.
Yeah, you just gotta push it open. That's how you opened it the first time. You would know that because that's what you did.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna try to go for it. I'm gonna quietly try to stand up, push the window, and like basically just hurl myself out and hope for an acrobatic landing that doesn't mess me up.
Give me one more stealth check at disadvantage because you're trying to do this fast. before she turns around. And we'll go against her passive perception. Let's see if you can make it out of this.
Oh.
Okay. You quickly hop up to your feet and leap out of the window. Give me an acrobatics check.
Normal.
Yeah. I'm going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall down hard upon some gravel down below. You are outside.
Okay. And it's like snowing like a motherfucker out here, right?
Yeah, it is.
Then I want to go towards the south gate.
Okay. Easy enough for you to do. You make your way out towards the south gate.
And I want to take the spyglass.
Mm.
I want to wrap it up in my extra blanket.
Okay.
I want to huck that motherfucker over the gate.
Okay. Are you going to try to hook it directly over the gate? Because there are guards that are posted there.
Yeah,
at the gate.
Like, like a little bit more south of the gate. Like, because, I mean, visibility's ass, I imagine, right now. But
yeah.
Far enough south to the gate that the guards can't just see a guy walk up and throw something over.
Okay, well, I would say still give me a stealth check with advantage to see if they see you do it.
Okay.
Okay, now go ahead and roll a D100.
D100?
Yep. Just slash roll
Slash roll
1D100.
Yep. Make sure you put a space in between roll.
Okay.
There you go.
I have
I don't know if that's good or bad, though.
I have made a note.
Yeah, we don't know.
You wrap it in your blanket, binding it as tightly and also as loosely as you can so that it does not break when you throw it, and you huck it over the gate. And you are fairly certain that you know roughly where it landed.
Then I try to just quietly go back and hop right back through the window in my room.
Are you trying to do that quietly?
Yeah, quietly to obviously so like nobody else could hear a guy breaking in, but like again, if I step down and the floor creaks and Bale wakes up, I don't care.
Bale, give me a perception check.
Alrighty.
At disadvantage because you're sleeping.
Sure.
I'm gonna roll like a 19 or 20.
Bale doesn't seem to stir in his slumber as you step back inside, kind of brushing some of the snow off of you as you step back inside the window.
All right, and then I just fucking call it a night, I guess.
All right. Story, eventually you find yourself weary and tired and unable to stay up any later. No guardsmen come to you injured. You make your way back to your room, and sleep finds you all. Slowly, some of you unsure of what tomorrow might bring, but the plan set in stone to make for Chorrel, to make your way to Fellflame Hold, to seek help for the tear. And that's where we're going to end tonight's game.